It's a beautiful day. Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. We are starting our book club, Busting Loose from the Money Game. It is reminding you that you are infinitely abundant in all things. Not just in money, but in all things. However, money seems to be a limiting belief that we have to be freed from. The truth makes you free, and the truth is that you already possess all things. You already have everything that you need to live an abundant life. It's not something you have to work for. It's something that you have to acknowledge, recognize, and accept. Accept the truth of who you are. You're not limited. You're not only human. You know, you are love, you are power, you are peace, you are joy. You are all there is, having a finite experience that we call being human. And this is something you have to prove to yourself. It's not something that you can learn from another. It's something that you have to experience for yourself. You have to be willing to test it, prove it, apply it, so then that you know it. You know it from experience, whether you experience it, physically, or you're experiencing it mentally. Too many people take, more validity in the physicality of a thing, but the power comes from the mental, from the spiritual aspect. And so if you want to understand how to bust loose from the limiting perspective or the limiting belief that money is, limited, or there's a scarcity, or it's not enough to go around. We're all gotta, take a piece of the pie, and a piece of your pie has to be incrementally smaller to someone else. No. You get to decide how much you're going to bring to the well. You get to decide how much you're going to take from the well. You get to decide that you think the well runs dry or that it is forever full. You get to determine that by the thoughts that you think. Prayer is just about claiming what is true. Because whatever you say is true for you will be true for you. Not for anyone else, but just true for you. People try to invite you into their, reality when you need to create your own. Stop listening to other people's stories about your life and write your own. You get to tell the story. Stop letting other people tell you how your life should be and what it should be and how it should look like and how limited you are and how, you're just this depraved being in need of something outside of you. No. You are the power and presence of all there is. You are the I am. You are infinite intelligence. You are pure consciousness. You are the cause of every experience that's coming into your life. Oh, hey, deep connections. Welcome, welcome. Yes, it is a great reminder, isn't it? The book is definitely a great reminder. So we officially started at 11 o'clock. I do come on a little earlier. We're going to please put in a request if you have read the book, familiar with the book, or have questions regarding the book. We're only talking about money, or being the consciousness that is the consciousness that created the money. The consciousness that is. You get to define what money means to you. And what does money mean to you? No, this one is not for subscriber. I only do one subscriber-based live, and that's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I only have one subscriber-based live, and that's on Wednesdays. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. That's it. Just one. Where we only talk manifesting. This is a book club, and it's open forum. All are welcome. All can join. All can participate. I mean, all are welcome to the subscriber-based lives as well, you know. We only talk manifesting in that live. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Hey, Fresh Air. Really? I don't know about no super fans. I don't know what that is. I gotta check that out. I don't know if that's something TikTok did, because someone else said that too. Something about being a super fan. I was like, I don't know why you would be required to be a super fan, because I believe TikTok charges for that. And like, what? my membership is only $4.99, and I come on 4 times a month. Every week we talk manifesting. So I don't know if that's something I have to look and see how to, delete that, I guess. I got to figure out what's going on with that. So I wasn't. What do you mean cut you off? You say we'll lose their subscription benefits soon? Who will lose their subscription benefits soon, Anna? Yeah, I don't know. I have to look into that. Let me go into or block the view of the room. Well, the room is subscription based, but it should have nothing to do with being a super fan. Super fan is different from being a subscriber. They're not the same. Those are not the same thing. The subscription base, it does allow you to view it for a minute, and if you want to continue to view, then you subscribe to the room, but not become a super fan. You do not have to become a super fan to be part of the subscription, become a member. But you do have to be a member to be a part of that live on Wednesdays. But it's only that live on Wednesdays. It is a member-based manifesting session group where people are specifically asking questions about or sharing success stories or wanting, more clarification on how, all of this works. And so I set that time aside specifically just for that, because all of my other lives is more about casting the wide net, and we talk to those who have maybe opposing views when it comes to manifesting. We talk to, former Christians, current Christians, those who, other religious perspectives. On Wednesdays, yes, you do have to be a member. Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know what that one is. It's only on Wednesdays when I do the members only live. Wednesday at 7 p.m. That's the only one. Hey. When does it officially change? I don't know what you guys are. What is changing, Lady Rob? What's changing? We can go over to YouTube. I am on YouTube. So if we're saying hello, if we're saying no to TikTok, we always can go to YouTube. I am on YouTube, and I do go live on YouTube as well. So that's not an issue. That's where you can catch all of my recaps on YouTube as well. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's new. I mean, I've heard of it, but because I think I was in someone else's room, and they were saying become a super fan, and I just X'd out of it, but I got to stay in their room. I didn't have to leave their room. And someone else was telling me that they had subscribed to be a super fan, and it was $10 a month. I don't know. I don't know why you would have to. I don't know. I don't get it, but hey. Everything is monetized nowadays. I guess that's just the way of the world now. So either you find, a benefit for it, or you don't. You find, the value in it, or you don't. So it's really, to each his own. But we will start discussing the book, Busting Loose from the Money Game. Hello, A-Town.
What is up?
Oh, everything is everything. How are
Oh, that's
you?
right. I'm great. I'm great. Good to hear from you. This week,
Absolutely.
you had some long days. One of these, a couple of these days this week.
Oh,
Um,
really?
oh yeah, it was good. See you doing.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be putting that time in, as they say.
Oh
I
yeah,
be.
clocking in. No, that's good. That's good. Everybody be getting value from it. That's the main
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. It does. They be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
when you can get those results. But yeah, the book, man, it's everything, but it's everything true, man. Just in terms of just even reflecting where I was at, just in that chapter, I was like, man, okay, I've been with you, I've been with some other close people that are on that same mindset, and it's like, man, I'm just ready to put my foot on the gas, and kind of like, make it do what it do.
Right,
And
right.
it just so happens, that the next chapter was put your foot on the gas. And so I just love the way it broke everything kind of really granular level. And it's nothing that we haven't, spoken about, but it's just really being able to have that divinity application, and just reestablishing who you are, and your original intent of who you are. And yeah, I'm gonna just prelude with that. We'll go into it here shortly.
Oh, yes, definitely. I know we had touched a little bit on chapter 10, so people were saying that they wanted to discuss it further this week. So,
Word.
let me see. I'm trying to see if I can expand this. Let's see.
And what's your notes you be reading from?
It's called it's Script D. So I just look up I look up the Busting Loose from the Money Game PDF
Mm-hmm.
reversion, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's this website called Script D,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get their notes that give you a breakdown of the book, and so
Is
that's
this
what
like
I
a
was.
PDF or
Yeah,
it's on
yeah. The
that?
thing, well, not a PDF.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to subscribe to the site
Okay.
in order to do it. So I was just screenshotting
Yeah,
it.
that's dope. That's dope. One of the times, I think it was either not the last time, but the time before last, your the notes, because it sounds like footnotes almost, where it's like it's just giving you the highlights, and yeah, they were good.
Okay. Trying to see, can I change the configuration of it? I usually tell you can expand, but I don't see where I can expand the box now. They change stuff so much on this doggone app. You be like, you go there, the thing you went to now is they're not there anymore, and then you got to try to figure out what they
Think
done
you know something, then you
with
don't.
it, huh?
Think you know something, then you don't.
They always updating and rearranging the app. I'm like, what is going on? Let me see. I mean, because they have so many different ways to use this doggone app. It's just like, man, the layouts, they got like 30 different layouts now. I'm like, really? Do we really need 30 different layouts? But I guess. But you usually could change like the configuration of it. That's what I was trying to do.
You mean the layout?
Yeah. To expand this so we could see it better. But
Yeah, hold on, let me see, because I think they
usually,
allowed us to change it too.
oh, okay.
Let me see.
I thought you just would. Okay, there's the. So when I tap on you, I can expand it. Let me see if I tap on me. But when I tap on me, I can expand it. But if I tap on you, I can expand you. I'm like, but why
Mm,
can't I expand
mm-hmm.
me? And where can I expand me? See if you tap on my box and see if
Okay,
it
hold
allow
on, let me
you
see.
to expand me.
Yeah, no, let me see.
Interesting. I know it has to be a way. I just don't know how. That's all. I know it has to be a way.
No, that's weird.
Yeah. Unless I just, let me see. But see, when I switch it, people
Now
think
let's
that it can't be
so
more people that come up, but it can be more people. It's still not expanding me though. See.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you do I have oh, here it goes. Oh, did I do that?
Yeah, that's just you just moved yourself to the as the main. Let me see. Mm. That's strength. Now, let me see. Okay, now I can expand it back. Okay, that's about as all I can do. All I can do is just read it, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't see it. But yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to freaking ruin our eyes. Mm-hmm.
But it's basically just talking about the way you affirm or you talk about reclaiming or talking about how you're showing appreciation for the money that you send out or receive or give. Hello, Cheryl. How are you?
Hi, T. Hi, everyone. I'm good. I just while you guys were talking about the notes you put up, I did find a really nice breakdown on Reddit from Busting Loose from the Money Game, a summary of the whole book,
Nice.
which was really, just kind of lays it out in steps. So I know it was helpful for me.
Yes, yes.
There's like a lot of words in this book, and I mean, I appreciate it. It's, great, but sometimes it helps just to have the basic breakdown.
Yeah,
And it was,
absolutely.
it was nice. And the post person was called something like Gallery of Magic or something. So if anyone's interested, but, I just wanted to say about this chapter, like, and I think we talked about it last time a little bit, but like, I really like, coming back to the whole idea, like, that we have power. Because I feel like for me, at least, like in all, I think a lot about my thoughts. What am I thinking? What's going on within, but I forget that I have power, and so I really just liked how he elaborated on like start practice feeling that power, feel the infinite within you, feel, your creative power. And that I just really, really appreciated. Because I've always kind of thought of myself in the past as, not having a lot of power. So, I was thinking, when we were in the manifestation group, one of the speakers, her name was Key something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she talked about, embodying some of these, um, you know, things that she wanted so that she could, and the importance of that. And so that kind of like stuck with me anyway. So when I was reading, about the power part, I just thought, I got to get comfortable being the creator of my life,
Yes. Yeah.
because I think, even though I believe all this stuff, I haven't thought of it in that way and then taken the action. I'm doing a lot of the thinking about it, but the action. So I appreciated that part of the book a lot.
Yes, yes, that's beautiful. Yep, yep. That's it. Hey, Gigi.
Morning, bestie. Good morning, fam. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, I really like this chapter, especially about appreciation, like showing appreciation for, you know, like when you pay a bill or if you go somewhere, you know, how appreciation expands. Like the more you appreciate something or give thanks for it or praise it, the more it expands because your attention and your awareness is there. I saw something on, I think it was either on TikTok or YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can send it to you
Hmm.
about how this lady was saying um, how rich people think or something like that. Like she says, like poor people think, oh, I have to pay a bill. And then middle class people think, okay, if I work hard, then I'll get this money. And then she said how rich people think is money expands. So they instead of looking at it as like spending it, like it goes away and it never comes back, it's like they appreciate it. So like they believe that when they put money out, it comes back, like money expands. And it's funny because it reminded me of this chapter. And I'm like, yeah. So if you change your mindset, and she said, if you change your mindset about money, then you'll begin to see how money doesn't, it doesn't go anywhere really. It's just your perception of it. But if you begin to think of it like, okay, if I, like he says in the book, really, it's just your perception of it. But if you begin to think of it like, okay, if I, like he says in the book, give the $3 back, um, you start to believe that money comes back because we've been like programmed to think that once we spend it or circulate it, like I like to say, it
Hmm.
it it doesn't come back. Like that's it. It's gone by. Like there's even like cartoon characters of like money growing wings and flying away
Right,
and never
right,
coming back. But if you
right,
look at it more, like an investment, like or look at it like it comes back. Like, like there's even the scripture says, you cast your bread onto the waters and it comes back, and I'm paraphrasing. So it's mostly, I mean, what I liked about this chapter is about mindset. You once you change your mindset, you change your life. You know what I'm saying?
right. I mean, we just got to get the concept that money doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. And
Right.
it's not about how do rich people think. It's I, I as a rich person, how do
Right.
I think? Right?
Right.
Because rich people are not they're not a monolith either. Every rich person does not think the same. Or
Right.
that we categorize as rich because it's about wealth and it's about recognizing that you are that. And since I am that, who that I am, how do I operate? What does my life look like? How will I circulate the money? Will I circulate it in the mindset of thinking that, oh my goodness, once I send it out there, that's it. Is no way it can, instead of seeing that it's going somewhere,
Hmm.
just let's say that it's appreciating a thing. That's all it is. It's just
Right.
appreciation. So it's not going, appreciation doesn't go anywhere. Love doesn't go anywhere. And so if you can get that mindset that money doesn't go anywhere, money is because I am. Like Reverend Ike says, I am money. And we got to stop saying the rich people.
Right. I think what she
The
meant
rich
was,
people. There is no rich people. There are
I
no
think,
rich people.
yeah,
There's
what
only
she meant, I
wealth,
think,
and wealth is infinitely abundant and it's everywhere. But when you think of it as in the mindset of them and then me, there's no them and then me. There's no
what I
they.
think, yeah. What I think she meant was like mindsets, because I mean,
But there's
that's what
only
she,
one mindset, and if you're trying to separate and categorize and
right,
make it separate from you and say this is that mindset and this is this. It's only one mind.
right,
And you're either thinking in the mind of error or in the mind of truth.
right. So that's what I meant. I mean, because if you think that money doesn't come back, or money gets, money just goes away, then that's what you're going to experience, because you experience what you think and what you say. So
Yep.
started
That's
doing
it.
that with like I went to Starbucks, and I actually was like, I was thanking my credit card. Thanks for the Starbucks. This is great. Thank you. And I ended up getting I guess the barista heard me or something like that. I don't know. And she's like, "Did you just thank your credit card?" I go, "Yeah, I'm just thankful for this delicious uh, uh, pumpkin spice latte thing." So that cost with my credits, I got it for like I think $2 or something like that, which wasn't bad. I can get it in any size. The credits that I had left over, and then she she thought that was so cute. She was the manager. She ended up giving me a $5 gift card from Starbucks, and I was like, "Shit, this really does work." But I just grabbed my money and started saying, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you." So I'm gonna have a success story on that too.
Yes, yes, yes.
My husband's like, "You just got a
Beautiful.
gift card?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Beautiful. That's what's up. That's what's up. I don't know what happened to Royal and A Town.
Royal Macon disappeared.
Yeah, hey Anna, how are you?
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
So I guess um yesterday I went to the casino.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
All right.
And, so because I went to go get pancakes, and then the casino is right next door to the pancake place, and I had like $50. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go play this $50. But I noticed that when I go to the casino and I'm happy and I'm not holding on to that money, I win. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like oh my God, I'm gonna put this $50 in the machines, and if I lose it, then I'm stupid. I shouldn't be because I go to the casino once a month.
Nice. Okay.
You know what I mean? But I'm going to the casino. My once a month coming up is going to be this Saturday when my sister gets here, or the Saturday coming up. The Saturday coming up is going to be my once a month casino trip. But yesterday it was out of order or whatever than what I normally go, and I just had the extra $50 that I was going to play, and I notice I hit if I am not holding on to the money. If I just automatically go in and say, okay, I'm just gonna throw this $50 in the machine and see what happens. And I sat down right away. I hit $90.
Nice.
Then I got the machine up to then I got the machine up to 300, but then it became a dumpster fire. So I just pulled it out.
You said dumpster fire.
Yeah, I just pulled it out at $200 and just was
Okay.
like, okay, I made $150. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. So I think it's just if you're happy around money, maybe.
He said maybe. Why you say maybe?
Because I don't know. If you're happy,
If you're happy and you know it, say
Yeah.
I am.
Yes. If you don't go in if you're happy and
Like free.
free, and I'm gonna
not
just
too not
I'm
really
not holding
like thinking
on.
about it too much, right? Not really, just be in the moment, in the flow. Just doing it, not trying to predict the outcome, right? Not
Right.
trying, just going to have fun, like you said. Girls, they want to have fun.
Exactly.
Oh, girls just want. That's
Hey,
all.
real quick, can I add to what Anna was saying?
Sure. Hey, Royal, how are you?
Great day, everybody. Great day. Yeah, Anna. Look, I felt the same way. Like I used to go to the casinos or even shoot dice with like some of the homies around the way, and anytime that I noticed that I was in like a zone of just, it was like flow. It's what I now know is flow state, right? But it was just like anytime I get in my zone, that's just when I started like making money and having fun with it. And anytime I was like stressful about it or like, all right, I gotta get this, I gotta. Every single time I lost it. So it was definitely like that energy of just
Yes.
like the energy you were coming from, one, having fun with it, and just like, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like
having fun
I
with it.
was just like basically like, okay, I got $50. You know,
Right.
I'm just gonna put this $50 in the machine and see what it gets me.
Right.
No stress. No, I'm not gonna cry if I lose it, or just no stress. And but
That's
I'm
the
not
key right
advocating
there.
gambling though.
Oh, that's cool. Yep. So I know Roy, you really wanted. So what you had to say about this chapter? Because I know you were one of the folks that wanted to, stay on this chapter. So
10 right there.
I'll let
That
you
was one
have
of
the
my
floor.
favorite chapters. One of my
Yes, go
favorite.
ahead.
'Cause he went through like the process, the mini process, and all that. So um, that's what I was trying to refresh on my notes real quick, but it kicked me out. But no, I like how he was talking about the like.
Oh, if he's looking at his notes, he's gonna pause. You have to stay in the. Are your notes on your phone? Because we can't hear you, Royal. Are your notes on your phone? Because
Yeah,
once
they
you
on my phone.
leave, you pause. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, it's all good. So, just the part where he was talking about like, anytime discomfort or something comes up that you're not really feeling or desiring to label not label the discomfort, but just kind of feel it,
Mm-hmm.
and let it pass through, and then tell the truth about it,
Right.
and then and then get into like an abundant state and all that good stuff. So I really like that. That's kind of how I was um I was starting to deal with like let's say emotions that I didn't want to feel, right? Like if I started getting angry or if I was frustrated or anything, just kind of sitting in that without really attaching to it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, there's
Mm-hmm.
frustration there. Talking to it like it's a third party. Okay, there's some frustration right there, and and then just kind of letting that pass through. Um, so yeah, it just kind of
And how
resonated
would
with
you
me.
speak the truth about it?
Right, right. It resonated. That's why it resonated. Yep.
No, no, I'm saying, but how would you speak the truth about it?
About the frustration.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd be like, okay, yeah, there's frustration there, and
But is that the truth?
there's a reason to, huh?
But is that the truth?
That there's frustration there. I mean, just in that moment, right? Just feeling that until it passes. Cause
But
yeah,
the truth, but actually you're judging it. So that's not the truth of it. The truth is that you created it. The truth is you created it and it's a nothing. It's nothing. It's not frustration. It's not anything. It's just energy that you're labeling as frustration that you created.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because whenever you speak the truth, when he's saying speak the truth, he's saying own the fact that you are the creator of that experience without needing to label the experience.
But I think I'm more so like on that first stage what he's saying, right? So like feel the discomfort of it, right?
Right,
So now,
without labeling it, you said that, but then you went to label it because you
right, with the
said,
emotions, right? So that I flipped it. You're right. With the emotions, it's more so like not attaching to it. You know what I mean? It's more so just like labeling it. With this, what he's talking about, the discomfort, he's saying don't label it. Just let it feel through. But with my with like when I'm dealing with like let's say anger or frustration or whatever, I'm more so it is a little different process. It's more so like label it, not attached to it. Where he's more so saying like feel it, but you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, you're saying it's okay to label, which is no right or wrong. It's
Yeah.
not. It's whatever resonates with you, right? Whatever benefits with you. I'm on the side of don't label it because the moment you label it, you attach yourself to it. That's my perspective about it. Once I start saying, well, is it, as opposed to it's just an experience, it's just something that's happening. And it's not something that shouldn't be happening and it's not wrong to be happening. It's just happening. That's all. It's just happening. And I have the ability to change what's happening by giving it a different perspective. Because the moment I see it differently, that's the moment it changes.
Yeah, I'm still working on that part for real. I'll be honest with you.
Can you acknowledge it though?
Can you acknowledge the feelings maybe? Like
Say it again.
Acknowledge them how?
like Royal was saying, like maybe like whatever he's feeling, it does exist.
Does
Like,
it?
does it? In that moment.
I mean, you're the creator. Does it exist? Is it an illusion or isn't it? You get to decide.
Right.
You get to decide. You get to
You know
decide. Is it
what,
real
Toya, look,
or is it just what was that?
I was gonna say, I think it is helpful to, like, you know what I mean. We've been feeling emotions and all that stuff for me for damn near 40 years, right? So just saying,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, there's a frustration there, you know what I mean, and then owning that, right, and then flipping it and like, all right, but everything's good, or whatever the hell I say to myself, just flipping it, you know what I mean? Because like you said, it's whatever works for you. So if it's something that, you know, we're used to having these emotions like take over and all that, you know, then to be able to get ahead of that, or be empowered with it and say, all right, yeah, there's some anger right there, okay.
Right, because here's this is what the author is saying. Appreciate that you created whatever you're currently experiencing.
Right.
Not to say, oh, this shouldn't be happening. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, why did I do this? You created it to have the experience of it, and just appreciate your power to bring about this experience. Appreciate it. And then that causes the detachment, and that causes you not to judge it. However, it's interesting enough that the author is still judging, even though the author is telling you not to judge. That's
Yeah.
it was kind of like, you're calling the feeling discomfort by telling me it's not judging. You actually, discomfort is a judgment, because you would just say that it's energy and it actually has no name. It's just energy. But the moment you decide it's discomfort is the moment you labeled it and the moment you gave it a name. But if you just said this is energy, I don't know what this is. I don't know what I would call this. Just so happening, I'm just going to sit with it and I'm just going to let it flow. Let it flow, let it flow, let it go. Just let it just let it be without needing to define it. But the reasoning mind don't like that. The reasoning mind needs to define a thing, because then it makes it understandable to it. But that's the thing, we don't need to understand it. We just we just need to experience it, and that's all.
And he compares a lot of this stuff to like movies, right? Like watching a movie. So let's say you go to the theater, you watch a scary movie. You know, you might feel some feelings of like, oh shit, or fear, or you know what I mean, whatever. You might be scared, even though you know it's not real. You might even be scared for a little bit. You know what I mean? And then,
Okay, so that's the point we're making. You know it's not real.
right,
So is
yeah.
fear real? Is aggravation real? Is frustration real? Because they all are under the
But I mean,
heading of fear,
in that
right?
moment, isn't it? Even if you watching a movie, in that moment, somebody jump out the closet, you, oh shit, you know, in that moment, you know, it's not real. The movie's still not real. The thing's still not real. But that feeling that you have is still, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still for that second, you like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And then you get back in your thing. So that's kind of like life, like you know what I mean? You might get angry real quick. Somebody do something. It's like,
Right,
oh yeah,
right. But I don't think if I have that experience, I have to label it as fear. I just have to realize, oh, I jumped not knowing, and now I know, and so I didn't move on with life. I don't have to analyze it,
without
right? You don't
labeling it. Yeah,
necessarily
yeah,
analyze it, right?
yeah.
You're not analyzing every experience you're having, right? So we don't want to be, I guess you can do that. If you feel like you have to analyze every single situation, hey, do you? To me, that takes the fun out of it. It takes the joy out of life. If every time I have an experience, I have to now quantify it. And I have to say,
Yeah, I
this
got
is this or this is that. It takes the fun out of it. The whole purpose of going to a scary film is to experience the fear, right? In quotation marks. To experience an unreality, because we know there's no truth in fear, right? It's not a real thing. It's just, again, a what? An experience. Because here's the thing. Either you're saying that this world is a world of illusion, or you're not. So which
And I
one
think
is
I think I think I'm on the like I'm you know what I mean? Like I'm still in the middle, and I'm
You're
still
in the
you
middle.
know,
See, that's what didn't. You know, I go to the
No,
script.
not
The
in the
script
middle.
say
Not
you
not
can't, you
not
can't
not not
straddle
in the
that
middle.
fence. You can't
No,
straddle
not
that
like that.
fence.
Not like that. Like sometimes I fall back, but I mean, like how Paul said, I gotta die daily. Like I gotta constantly, not constantly, but I gotta remind myself on a regular still. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, I'm
still,
not saying that we
yeah, yeah.
don't that we
That's what I
don't have to
mean.
remind ourselves that it's an
Yeah,
illusion.
yeah, yeah.
But
No,
once you
I do that a
remind
lot.
yourself it's an illusion, act accordingly. Now you
Yeah,
don't need to justify the experience if you know it's an illusion.
yeah,
But you're the creator of it. There's no need to justify it. Just experience it.
yeah. And I think that's what he meant, right? By feeling the discomfort. It's just you
And
go
see
through the
how and
experience.
see
Like I'm grateful for this experience. You know?
So
right,
you
that
do.
part. Man, I'm so powerful. I created this thing and I made it feel so real to me.
Right. And I believe that shit.
Yeah. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
Man, I really believe this. I really did. But now I'm gonna take what? Remind myself that I am the
the
power
truth.
that created
Yeah,
it. That's the truth.
yeah.
That I am the power that created the experience, whatever it may be. Because I'm just constantly reminding myself if this is a virtual reality, it's a matrix, it's an illusion, ain't none of this shit real. The only reality is consciousness. It's only what's happening in your mind. It's just the imagination. Then how can I give any validity to out there? There is no out there, right? That's what you remember he said, there's no out there. It's only what's going on within.
It's a constant reminder for sure.
Constant
Constant
reminder.
reminder for sure. For sure.
And I get it when we are experiencing energy, we like to define it. Because love is the energy and it is the only power. Love is not an emotion. Love is active. Energy never rests, correct?
Correct. Never
It's never
dies.
at rest. So when you hear people saying, oh, you got still the thought, you got to be still, your energy never sits still. You still the body, not the mind. Because the mind is the power. You focus the mind, you master the mind.
I think that's what Jesus was talking to the devil. Like that. That's kind of
Yep.
right on the yeah.
Yep. Self mastery was
Right.
talking. And what did Jesus do? He talked to the devil,
Use
right?
the word. Right.
Use the word. And I am the word made flesh, right? Jesus was representative of the word being made flesh. The word is the power. The word was in the beginning was the word. The word was with God, and the word was what? Was God. We forget that the word was God. We forget that. We understand that it was with God and it is God. But we forget that, that in the beginning is the word. In the beginning was the word. In the beginning, and it was with God. We forget that it is God.
Right. Right. Right.
That's the part we forget. Actually, this is God. This is God in what? Action, which is supposed to be the third person of the Trinity, the Holy Spirit. God in action, because God is action. God, nature, energy never rests. It's always moving. And I like that because Bill Donahue brought that out when he was talking about the Sabbath, right? And
Mm-hmm.
people talking about that they have to rest from all their works and everything. They say, does nature ever rest? Does nature care that it's Sunday or Saturday? Nature does not care what day of the week it is. Only humans do.
Right. Right.
We limit ourselves. That's why I say, look at nature. It'll tell you the story about yourself.
I love that. Yeah.
That we are nature, and nature is never at rest. It's always moving. You thought that was funny, A-Town?
And that is when you really look at it, like they got, we create all these little, I was with one of my people that, I was talking some type of business or whatever. Oh, I don't talk business on Sundays. I'm like, we just talking, just, coming up with ideas and just coming, this is just regular schmegular to me. And oh no, and I'm like, okay, these church folks off the chain, but yeah, I love the fact that we are able to relate ourselves to nature because a lot of times, infrastructure, a lot of things pull us out of just the natural aspect of ourselves. We are nature, like we are nothing but energy wrapped up in some, some clay, and to be able to know the functionality of nature itself. We're always moving, right? So even to the quote unquote state akin to sleep, like that's where, they say our natural, our spiritual nature, our consciousness even increases. So yeah, I definitely like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And he reminds me, so when he talks about shifting your self-talk, right? That's like the Neville Goddard narrative, right? Self-concept, that inner dialogue, how you talk about. So he says that language matters. The words and concepts we use reinforce our beliefs and the reality of the illusions we've created. Phase one language is steeped in scarcity, limitation, and external power. And so that's when he gives you these lists of replacing, bill with request for appreciation, replace expense with expression of appreciation, replace price with requested expression of appreciation, replace how much with what is the requested appreciation, to start to see money just as a tool of appreciation. And every moment in your life, you're appreciating yourself. Like Gigi said, I'm appreciating my credit card, the ability to appreciate this drink I'm about to get from this establishment. And guess what? I created all of this. I created Dunkin' Donuts. I created the latte. I created the credit card. I created the exchange. I created the interaction. I created it all. And guess what? I'm going to appreciate it. That's what he's saying. Do things your everyday realities, your everyday movements, see them as movements of expressions of appreciation.
That's big because, if we see quote unquote adverse situations and we're able to take that perspective, it's way more digestible, and your creativeness is able to impart either the solution or the right state, the truth, actually, and yeah, and then we're able to. I think he says, oh yeah, they used other languages that they phrase, as far as being the power and presence of God. They say the power of infinite intelligence. Everybody has their
Right.
way of debasing, the baseline and where they need to be. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like how Nikki was saying that when she was having her experiences. She was talking about it on the Wednesday live, and she was saying, I am the power and presence of God, and things were just shifting, and she was like getting free train rides, and different things were just opening up for her, and she, every time she reminded herself that she was the power and presence of God, and she's like, yeah, I got it from the book. I'm like, oh, all right, we're actually applying these, what we've heard, and reminding ourselves of who we are. And like Cheryl was saying, yes, I need to start making an application. I need to start identifying myself as the power and presence of all there is. You don't have to say God. You can say, I'm the power and presence of source. I'm the power presence of Christ consciousness. However you are defining this power. If you're saying God, if God resonates with you, continue to use it. If you use source, continue to use it. If you say Christ consciousness or consciousness, awareness, imagination, mind, whatever terminology resonates with you, you are the power and presence of that.
Mm-hmm. He says the words don't matter. How they make you feel is the only thing that matters.
Yep. Because here's the thing with the feel, right? Some people won't do a thing because it doesn't feel right. Get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of that. Because people are like, well, I feel fearful, so I won't do it. And so now you're telling me that in that case, words matter. No, they still don't matter. Because it's not that the words, it's the feeling behind the word. And you have to be able to what? Trump the feeling. You have to just like you master your thoughts, you have to master your feelings, master your emotions. You have to tell your feelings how to feel, just like you tell your thoughts what to think. You're telling the mind, you're choosing thoughts. I know we have thoughts, and I know people will tell you, you're not your thought, you're not there. You are the thinker, because you're the only one having the thought. No one else is. Whether it's something that's being downloaded or uploaded, however you want to define it, is you. It's not something outside of you. Never forget that you're the operant power. You're the operant power. You do get to decide how you're going to think, and you do get to decide how you're going to feel, and you do get to decide if you're going to let fear trump, if you're going to let fear be the power when you know it's the illusion. But that's why they say in order to dissipate fear, you do what? Confront it. Go ahead, Royal.
Hey, I was gonna say to your point, like there's so many people that they swear they psychics, right? They're like, "Oh, I knew that was gonna happen," and then it's like, "You're not a psychic, you a creator." You know what I mean? Like you didn't,
Yep.
yeah, like you created that because you know. So yeah,
That's why
like
you
to
knew
your
it.
point, yeah, that's why you knew it because you made it happen. So so many
Yep.
people are like, "Oh, I knew that was gonna happen," and then. But yeah, you absolutely right. Like just the emotions, and that's what I was starting to get from the Bible. Right? Was like mind over emotions, right? So it was like, and that's the man over woman, and that the Bible to me talks about
Yep.
is having your mind over your emotions, and just anytime these feelings come up, because fear and excitement is like pretty much the same frequency. So even if you're fearful, you could switch that to excitement. You know what I mean? You could talk to your emotions, and like how you said, and just kind of flip that feeling to whatever you decide you want to flip it to.
Yep.
And
Yep.
just yeah. But no, I was gonna say earlier about like when I meditate, right? So instead of like how you said you can't really quiet the mind, uh, that's what I started to do. Because at first when I was meditating, I was like, damn, I'm trying to quiet the mind. It was like a battle. So now I got to a point where like now when I meditate, it's more like I'm directing my mind. You know what I mean? I'm more so like being still and directing it to, okay, this is how today's gonna go. And what I'm gonna add now due to this book is like, all right, whatever happens today, I created it. Nothing is real. You know what I mean? It just
Oh, love that.
yeah, right. And just add that to my mind so that way I'm gonna navigate through the day differently.
That's beautiful. Yep. Yep. Go ahead, Cheryl.
I wanted to say too, like one of the things I really liked in the chapter where he says, each time you reclaim power, you expand and more becomes possible for you. Each time you reclaim power, you change as a person. One expansion leads to the next, that leads to the next in a chain reaction that ultimately dynamites and collapses the limitation machine that you have built. And I just like that. I really like too, because that's like what I'm noticing. Like the more that I practice this and you see results and you're aware that you created the results, it does make you feel like more is possible. And I do like the idea of expansion because, again, when I start to think, oh, I have power in my words. I can command my body, I can command my thoughts. Like that shifts the whole relationship that I have to my world. And so I would just really like that because, we start out at a point where, yeah, these are thought ideas and we like them and we resonate, but sometimes it's once you experience it, then you start to understand what it's really saying. And that just really has been my experience. And Anna's story just reminded me, like over the summer, we have game nights sometimes when all of our kids are in town, and we play this game pitch, and like I am not good at cards, I never win. And I just went in like, because I've been practicing this mindset, and I didn't even do anything. I'm just like, I'm gonna have fun. And and I did say like, I'm a winner. And the first part of the game, like I was getting so many great hands that like I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I should go to the casino, and then I just kind of started to feel like a winner and started to have the mindset like everything I touch turns to gold, and I kind of say that to myself now. So, but I didn't try to win or anything. I just let go. And I was like, oh my God, like I just got one, like I was getting ace, king, queen. And, and it was like that never had happened to me before. So it becomes an experience. Oh, that's how you do it. I'm always trying to figure it out through my thinking. And yeah, I can't think my way into this,
Mm-mm.
so I like the idea, the more we do this, the more we expand and we collapse our limited self.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. We collapse our limited self. That's it. Collapsing that limited self, that limited mind, that illusion, that says that, we can only have so much. We're going to experience so much that we could, that we're just these lowly beings and just better accept whatever we're given and, letting go of that mindset. Because, man, that mindset is something else. Yep, the more you do it. And it's amazing. It's I thought about when you guys were talking about the gambling. I was saying a couple of lives ago that I now bet on the football games, and just about every time I bet, I think there's only one game I didn't win, but it's like when I bet, it's like I know the thing I'm betting on will happen. Like it's like because you get to say like who's going to score like this drive, what's going to happen, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I see Jalen Hurts scoring a touchdown. I actually see Saquon Hurts scoring a touchdown. Oh, I know Patrick Mahomes is about to score because usually he's a thrower, right? He's been running a lot more these past 2 games, but normally he's a thrower, and I'm like, oh, he gonna score this drive. I can just see he taking over. Yup, he taking over this drive. Yup, he gonna, and I will bet. I'm like, my thing is I just need to bet a little bit more. Be a little bit more confident in my knowing so I can get, have a little bit more of them funds come into my bank account, and then with my family, we play this game called Left, Right, Center. It's a dice game, and everyone starts off with $3, and depending on how the dice goes, you either pass $1 to the left or you pass $1 to the right, or $1 ends up in the kitty. And at the end of the game, whatever, that's the pot. When whoever has money left at the end of the game after all of the rounds, they win the pot. And the last 2 or 3 times we were playing, we were doing like alliances. I was like, oh yeah, our alliance is going to win. Yeah. And our alliance won. I'm like the last 2 or 3 times, every time I was like, yeah, our alliance is going to win. I would just say that to myself. And then I would just, be in the flow of the game. I just wouldn't even really think too much about it. I was just like, yeah, we got this. We going to win. Yeah. And then that's how it would happen. That's how you just got to be. You just got to be playful with it, right? Be playful with it.
Definitely the key. It's just the energy you coming from, 100%. Like, so I started doing stock trades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Self-taught and everything, and YouTube and all that good stuff. But I started doing the trades, and I was killing them. I was making like crazy amount, like 5,000 a day, and then all of a sudden, I started getting in my mind. You know what I mean? And I just kept going down, just kept losing. It just recently, since I've been reading this book, to tell you the truth, I was, trying to. So I'm getting my mind right. I'm like, all right, man, I'm about to just go in here and have fun with it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And as soon as I got into that energy of like, man, I'm about to just go in here and have fun with it, acting like the money's not even real. Like this ain't even real. Not even acting. Money ain't real. So just going in it like it's not even real. You know what I mean? It's gonna circulate. It boom, start hitting. These last couple of days, I've been doing like 2,000 a day, just easy.
Wow, that's what's
Yeah,
up. That's what's up.
yeah. But it was my mind frame. Like I felt, you know what I mean? Like I knew what the difference was. Like when I look back, I was like, oh, I was in there. My mindset back then was like, I got to get this. And just
Mm-hmm.
being able to look at that and see the difference was so real.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's what it's about. That's the only way you really know, through experience. Like we could talk about this all day long, but unless you apply it, you're really not gonna know. It's cool to hear somebody else's, success stories and hear someone else how they applied this truth. But you really want to apply it for yourself, so you know for yourself just how powerful you are.
And like you said, that's the fun in it. You know what I mean? Like that's it's just the fun in it. Like even though we not analyzing everything, but just knowing it's not real and still having fun with it. And then whenever it's not producing what we want to see, you know, being able to shift that. Like it's not real.
Yeah, like Gigi said, the quoting that script. Be ye not only hearers of the word, but doers also. Yes. So we're going to go into chapter 11, which is busting loose, means living from infinite abundance, not managing scarcity. Now, I know he talked about this part. He was like, that's something that took him a while to get, right? The whole, I'm not going to check the bank balance. I'm going to write the the checks and I'm not going to make sure I have the money. I'm just going to trust that the money will always be there. Have any of you guys ever tested that out? Like, I'm not going to check my bank account. I'm not going to see how much money I have in there. I'm not, overly, because, especially when people that like play, that do stocks and stuff or have businesses, have the tendency to want to check balances and see the profit margins and see what's coming in and what's going out. Are you all willing, especially business owners, are you willing to like let that mindset go?
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I tried everything else and it's been going good, so why not? Although sometimes I just check, I'll just check my balance or whatever, not because to see how much it is, just to say hi to my money. Hey, how's it going?
That's cute. Just say, hey, y'all doing? Hey, make sure you get some more of your friends up in here. I appreciate it.
All your family and friends are welcome here at my house.
Yes. All friends.
So
and family.
thank you, though. Like I found I find a penny. I was like, oh, thank you, thanks for the penny. That's so sweet of you. If you got more friends, bring them along. Thank you. I have fun with it. So it's like my husband will be like, are you checking your bank account? Because we got to pay this bill and because I've learned from this book to show appreciation with it. I'm talking to money like I do to my plants. I'm like, oh yeah, look, we got to pay this bill. How sweet, thanks. Make sure to invite more of your friends. Yeah, bring your friends over and your family. Yeah, they're all welcome here. Thank you. I've been having like the coolest experiences with it. So I was reading this chapter about him talking about no limits, and I mean, I'm willing to look at my not look at my bank account. Although when I do look at it, it's just to say hi to my money. But yeah, I'll try for a week and see what happens.
Not a week. You funny.
Just to see what happens. I gotta form that.
But here's the thing: it has to be whenever you're purchasing something or quote unquote a bill, which is an expression of appreciation, not to check the balances. Right.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
Right. So it's about when you're interacting with the money, not to feel the need to make sure you have enough.
No, that I don't do. No, if I use my credit card or something like that to buy something, like yesterday I raped Sephora, and I wasn't like checking my I gotta look at my card. No, I don't worry about that.
Okay.
I don't obsessively like check my account or say, oh man, why did I buy that? Now I only have this amount. No, I don't do that. You kidding? That would drive you crazy. I mean, imagine going somewhere and you're enjoying yourself and then you're wondering, oh my God, how much I've left in my credit card? I spent $100. What am I going to do? What's the joy in that?
You'd be surprised. A lot of people live.
Yeah. And there's people that, there's been people that do that. I agree. But I mean, no way. I like to have fun with it.
Right. Because he says, once you've tapped into an unlimited supply of money through your cosmic overdraft protection, what do any of the numbers matter?
Exactly. Ooh, I like that cosmic overdraft.
Yeah.
Start using that one. Cosmic overdraft and no overdraft fees. Overdraft, actually, abundance. Instead of overdraft is abundant draft.
Yeah. He says a cosmic overdraft protection. After crossing this point, which is recognizing that you are infinite abundance, you have absolute confidence that your natural state of infinite abundance will cover any expression of appreciation. So, do you guys feel like, you're still kind of like questioning your abundance? A-Town, Anna. Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm afraid, or not afraid, but like, gee, this could dry up real quick, But then the other half of me says, I always tell myself that I'm always going to be taken care of and I'm going to be taken care of very well, and I believe that. I do believe that. But what I wanted to say is like hanging out with my little friend, he owns garbage companies. That's how he got into his money. And so I watch how he thinks about money, and he does think that it's an endless supply of money. Like they look at debt different. Like he's like, well, we always carry debt. You know what I mean? Like it's not a big you know what I mean? He truly looks at money as a tool, you know, and like little things I'm changing by hanging out with him is that like if we go through Dairy Queen and I get a French fry and a Coke and he gets an ice cream cone, that's $7. He gives the kid a 10. He just lets him have the money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he doesn't put his hand out, like he just lets him have the money all the time. And it's just a constant flow. He's just constantly giving money out.
That's beautiful.
It's constantly coming back.
So beautiful. So you're seeing this in real time, especially if you didn't know that this was how money operated, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
you're
never
reading a
took
book and then you're seeing this gentleman in your life that you created, that you manifested to show you how money flows in real time.
Yeah, and also the thoughts on money. Like the thinking about money, how money is used, and how it's used, and it's like I
I probably
said,
will prick his brain about it too.
I do. Like I ask him, we talk about a lot of things. Like we talk about he's on the same thing. Like he doesn't get into politics or anything like that because he believes that whoever's in office, he has lawyers or not lawyers, accountants to in his favor. They're always going to write the money off. It's always going to be a bit, you know what I'm saying? So like
they
if
know
you
the rules
tax
to the
them,
game, and so he's like
yeah,
he's not worried about it.
yeah, if they're taxed a certain percentage or whatever, they're going to do it this way. They're going to sell a dump truck to the Navajo Nation, and then it's going to be get a new dump truck, and then it's going to be a write off, and blah 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 blah. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
Right.
And so they don't think of money like we
right, like they were saying that quote unquote like the average person, right? Because the average person says debt is wrong, where he was like, of course you carry debt. Debt would never be wrong. Why would you even think that way, right?
Yeah, that was mind blowing. I'm like,
right?
what?
Yeah, because we're told debt is wrong. Don't carry debt. Don't take out loans. Don't do that. Make sure you pay this on time. Like the whole even system of credit, right? The credit bureau, that whole system that came along again to limit you, to make you feel like you have to follow these different rules. You got to make sure your credit is right. You got to make sure your credit scores are like I have A1 credit and I never use it. I have like an 800 credit score.
Yeah.
I don't even use it.
Right.
And it's like, because I'm like, okay, what? Because I don't have a desire to like be a landlord. Like that's not a desire of mine to like own properties. Now my desire is to own properties, but not to rent out properties, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind
understand.
having like a second home, but then I look at like I have timeshare, and to me, that's like having second homes, right? Because I know a lot of people say like, oh, timeshare, those are scams or whatever. But I look at them like, well, if I had multiple properties around the world, would I not have to pay maintenance on that?
Property taxes, maintenance.
You're right. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, well, I actually own a part of these properties all over the United States as well as in Mexico, and I get to go and experience them 3 to 4 times out of a year. And the HOA dues and that I'm paying is to maintain those properties. So then when I do go, they're clean, right? They're enjoyable. I get to swim. I get to drink. I get to have fun, right? I get to have a great experience. But there is a cost, quote unquote, associated with the upkeep of anything.
Yeah. My anesthetician, she's into the Marriott ones, and the Marriott timeshares. And like her and her husband, they're I think she travels like 3 times a year or more, maybe 4 times a year, everywhere from Hawaii, Mexico, Vegas, so it works for her. And she says the same thing too. She's like, if I owned homes, I would have maintenance.
Yep.
And she's like, so this way, I'm traveling somewhere where it's warm and it's
Yep.
what
And
I like to do.
they're always adding to it. So like when
Yeah,
I
they're
started,
updated.
yep.
Yeah.
So we're with Holiday Inn. So when I started, we were with this other place that was like, they had like maybe only 7 locations, and they were bought out by Holiday Inn Club Vacations. And so the Holiday Inn, since I've been with them, they've added a place in New Orleans that's just a block away from Bourbon. Is that Bourbon? It's Bourbon.
Yeah.
Bourbon Street. And then they added a couple of places, Tahoe. They added Lake Tahoe, and they added another place in Nevada. So it's 3 places in Nevada because we also have Vegas as well. Have 3 or 4 places in Florida. We have 3 or 4 places in Texas. Also, we have, we would want something like in New York and something in California. I think that's what they're probably going to do. The next things that they added, and they added 4 resorts in Mexico. So we'll be going there in November to Cancun through the timeshare.
Enjoying your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And when we first bought into it, it was because the original timeshare was only 30 minutes from our home. And we were like, oh, we can go there. You could do horseback riding. You could do, if you wanted to golf, they had indoor, outdoor swimming pools as well as a water park. It's like, oh, okay, this would be cool. You're only 30 minutes down the road. Yeah, anytime we wanted to go, we could just go. Even if we just want to go for a day and not spend a night, you could do fishing and all kind of stuff. So yeah, and then once we did it, then they just started expanding. It just keeps expanding. So
Yeah, and she uses hers though. She's always gone.
oh, I use mine
Yeah,
too. I said
yeah,
I travel 3 or 4 times a year. We have
that's
Lake
her.
Geneva, that's 2 hours away. Like I said, Vegas. Oh, I remember I told you guys I went on a cousins trip. That was Arizona. That was through the timeshare. Oh, I use it 3 or 4 times a year. If not more, my children also use it too. So if I'm not personally using, my children are also using it as well. So yeah, I get my money's worth. I'm using it because I know family that have timeshare and they don't use it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to pay for it and not enjoy
Right.
it.
Right. And that's all I wanted to say is like I'm learning how I look at money now.
And he's giving you a great perspective, and it's so beautiful. Own your creation, Anna. I know you're a little hesitant to
Yeah, I
own
know.
that, to own that you drew him into your experience just so you can have a different perspective around money, around relationships, around who you are, getting to know yourself more. Like, it's so beautiful. That's amazing.
And it's just an experience. And yesterday, that was the thing when I went to the casino, because when I was eating pancakes, I said, you know what? I'm going to start saying yes more often. And I'm going to start saying yes more often
Yep,
in
I'm
my
doing that
life.
too. Like normally when we
Yeah.
go out to dinner, you like, oh, I'm just gonna get this. I'm like, I'm going to get whatever I want to try. So we went to eat sushi yesterday, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get whatever I want to try. Tonight we're going to this other place. We're going to listen to some music, dance, or whatever, and have dinner. I'm just going to eat whatever I want to try. Normally I would pinch myself off too, and I'm getting out of that mindset of pinching myself off.
Yes.
Like yeah, I was kind of like, kind of like you, like, I gotta preserve it. I gotta make sure that, because we got a nice nest egg, and my mindset was always going, I gotta make sure it stays there. I gotta make sure it stays there. I gotta gotta make sure that I replenish
Right.
it. And I'm letting go of that mindset. Thankfully.
Right.
I'm so glad.
But also too, like my mindset of always creating some I don't know, some weird, crazy scenario, like being weird about everything. I gotta quit being weird and just say yes to shit. You know,
Just say yes. Say
just
yes to
say
the
yes,
dress.
yes,
As I
yes,
say.
yes. And whatever the experience is, whatever experience comes in, just be happy about it. Don't
Yep.
make it weird.
Yep. Like you said. I found this group on YouTube. It's a group based in Chicago. They're called Sisters and Soirees. So it's this black woman. She gets together. She curates all these events for women of color, right? And anyone gets to join the Facebook group. But her thing is you have to come with the right energy. You have to come with supporting women, inspiring women, uplifting women. And so she's doing her second annual Sisters Giving, like Friendsgiving, she's calling it, or Thanksgiving, she's calling it Sisters Giving. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go by myself, and I'm just going to go and just have it's all shades of brown. You get to go. She's going to have everything taken care of, the venue, what we're eating. She's going to make sure DJ, videographer, photographer, like just an amazing. I saw other events that she's thrown on the Facebook, in the Facebook group or what have you. And then you tell them, because she's going to have it, done by age group. So from 20s to 50s, we even had chat groups based on your age range. And it's funny that when she created so right after I joined is when she created the chats for the different groups. And the only group she kept, she said we were the only group that was able to have some sense was the 50s. She let go of the 60s and the 70s. She let go of the 20s, 30s, and 40s. She said the 50s are the only ones that seem like they got themselves together. And I'm only keeping that chat up. I was like, oh wow, that's funny. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking so forward to that. But anyone else want to talk about, their mindset around money and choosing not to pay attention to the bank account and the numbers and just operating through faith?
And what does that look like, T?
So how it is for me, I'm no longer questioning if I should do a thing or not. I'm going to do it because I want to. Like I was questioning about the Friendsgiving, the Sisters Giving, right? So it was like, it's $200. I've never been to this group. All I have is what they're doing on Facebook. But I was like, I want to get out more. I want to wear my clothes more. I do want to be around inspiring women who just looking to have a good time and wanting to do more events and just get out. And so that's going to be my first event that I go to where I'm just going to go out just to be, and so like, so my mortgage is paid automatically. It's automatically debited. I don't have my utilities on automatic debit, which I could. I just like seeing what it is and then paying for it. But I never look at it like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh my God, I'm gonna tell the children not to do this. Because I used to think that way, like, right? So I would get a light bill, especially in the summertime or even in the wintertime, and you're like, okay, the light bill should go down. It should be the heat that rises. No, the light bill just seems to stay the same way throughout the year. And that's because everyone is still using fans and even though it's cold outside and we have the heat on, they still like to use their ceiling fans. And I'm like, we rich, so I ain't gonna trip. Y'all want to use y'all fans, y'all go ahead and use your fans. And I'm not checking to see what our bank account is or how much money we have. I run the household as far as where the money is dispersed, as far as maintaining and paying all of the quote unquote bills or expressions of appreciation, now we're going to call it. And my husband, he has absolutely no idea what the bank account's balance is. I used to every now and then would tell him, okay, well, we have about this. I stopped doing that. Oh, we don't even do that anymore. Like, we know that we good. We have enough to pay whatever bill is coming through. And I don't go to check the account to make sure the money is there because I know it's there.
So what you're requesting is that we don't check in our accounts, or that we know we're abundant, or what?
Both.
Okay.
But only if you feel like that's only something that he was suggesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
right. And so it's
understand
like
what it is.
Right. If that resonates with you because you want to test your faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to prove to yourself, yeah, I can be free in money. I'm infinite and abundant. If I want to, because maybe sometimes you were managing your money, right? I'm on a budget. I don't have budgets. I haven't had a budget since I understood the law of assumption. since I came to 2018. Budgeting. And now sometimes I would go back, like I told you guys, sometimes I would go on vacation. I would try to micromanage how much we would spend, but I let that mindset go too. But as far as, so that would be the only thing, quote unquote, I would have budgeted, would have been for our vacations. But even with that, I've gotten out of that mindset. No, we're going to go and we're going to enjoy it. We're going to have fun. Like, we have the money. It's no leave. We can't take it with us, so we're going to enjoy it.
Okay, so for somebody who has been, I guess, I call it budget, but we call it spending plan. So so for somebody who's been spending plan conscious, who has to or who had to, relatively, if I'm going to make an investment, payroll, overhead, whatever that is, what does that look like from a responsibility purpose, or just from a investment purpose, or continuing maintaining? But does that kind of, is it in the same lane, or how can I apply that to that type of situation?
Right. So, yes, everything has a cost applied to it, right? That's what you're telling me.
Right, right. I mean, in terms of me breathe, yeah, everything, my time, my team, everything is cost effective. So I'm always looking at a cost. So just trying to see where to apply that.
So can you allow your mind to see that the money's always there, regardless of the cost? Because that's how it look. You trust that regardless of the cost, the money's always there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it costs. The bill coming. Are you going to
Right.
appreciate your creation that you created the bill, and you created the money to be there to pay the bill, which would be your expression of appreciation?
Okay. Okay.
Or do you feel like you have to like move money around? Or
Well, the only reason why the latter is, that's because that's what I've been living by. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I'm kind of asking, because it almost, it comes into play where it's like, okay, where does responsibility fall off? Where I am abundant come in? You know what I mean? Where I do have, I got bills and debt currently. You know what I mean? So where do I put in where, okay, all of those are appreciations, or whatever, what we're calling them in terms of
right. So
letters of appreciation.
so when you get your quote unquote bills, or what we call
Right.
it, expressions of appreciation,
Expressions of appreciation,
or
right.
requests for appreciation.
Okay.
When these requests of appreciation come in, what is your thought process? Is it, oh my, I can't believe, because you can't say you can't believe because you created them, but I know people like to act surprised
Yeah,
that this bill came out of nowhere.
So
Because it didn't come out of nowhere. You created it. You know you spent some money.
correct, or money's due, right?
Right. Or
And
money's
so,
due. And
right,
you know this every month. You know this bill is coming every month. Why we surprised?
right.
It should be like clockwork. Oh yeah, it should be. Oh, thank you. Appreciation of a, request of appreciation. Here's another request of appreciation. Oh, look what I appreciated. Oh, look what I created. Oh, I'm appreciating this today. Oh, this costs $1,000. This is my $1,000 worth of appreciation. Oh, this this is my $2,000 worth of appreciation. Oh, keep it coming. You have to change your mindset and recognize that you are the creator and take ownership and love it. And in the beginning, it may feel strange because you may have been a person that grimaced at how big that bill was. Now you're gonna have to flip it and appreciate as opposed to grimacing. But that's the practice, that's the work, because it's a mental thing.
Okay.
But again, this is only because you want to be loosed from the belief in a finite amount of money. You're now stepping into, there's an infinite amount of money.
Correct.
Money never runs out. It's just like the air I breathe. It's currency, right? That's what we call money, currency, right? Go to a currency exchange, right? Those who run money or operate money, they don't call it money, they call it currency, right? It's your currency. And the currency is always flowing, just like electricity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and just like the breath, air doesn't stop being just because someone departs the body. The air is still always there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not controlling the amount of breaths you take because you think they're ever going to run out, right? You're not counting your breaths. Like, oh, okay, I did 10,000 today. That means I can only do 5,000 tomorrow.
Right.
Remember, because he talks about that in the book as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we're not counting and saving breaths for the next day.
And we need to treat that like money.
Yep. That's why the script says, give us this day our daily bread. It's a daily thing. It's always there.
I love that. Love that. Appreciate you breaking that down.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anyone else? Hello, Kev. Hey, Key. How are you?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
I so enjoy this conversation. Every single time I extract something out of here that I can add, to my life and benefit from. So I'm so grateful and appreciative of these sessions. What you were saying with the money, I've been broke before. I mean, didn't have, you know, broke. And I've had where I had, rain and money, and I much rather have the rain and money experience. And I had something to compare it to. So
It's a rain and cash.
yeah,
Hallelujah.
It's
the way I had to change my mindset, my thinking about money. I was working a 9 to 5 job, and you talk about pinching pennies, counting your coins, worried about, you look at an item and you look at the tag before you look at the clothing item, you know. I mean, I had that whole mindset of broke mentality down pat. I didn't need anybody to advise me how to be broke. I had mastered it. I was going for my PhD. And then I changed how I thought about money. I got into sales, and it was commission only. I know. It sounds a little wacky or intimidating to some people, but you only make money when you make a sale. That's it. There's no draw. There's no backup. There's no kitty set aside that when times get rough or the economy changes up, you got this pool you can draw from. Nope. You It's solely based upon your ability to produce for the company. And I've had people feel sorry for me because they didn't know my financial situation. And in part of my job, I had to qualify them, for financing for what they wanted to purchase with my company. So I had to gather their, personal information, how much they make, how much combined income for household, and it was maybe 140 or 200,000 or plus between the total household income, and I was making way more than that. And they were saying, Kevin, you're such a nice guy. You don't have to do this type of work for a living. Once you get a real job. I said, that sounds like something I ought to look into. You know, I changed my mindset because I knew money was always going to be there. And I knew it would. Now, this is before I read the book, before, I changed my mindset about it. Once I got to the point where I didn't worry about money at all. I mean, it was an afterthought or 4 or 5 down on the list that I thought about. I didn't think about money at all. Only thought about being excelling at my job and what I did, being very good. And I always was the top sales producer at our company. It was like maybe 150 guys that did the same work that I did, and I always outperformed all of them. And when I became a manager, they were like, "How did you make the type of money, because we want to make that type of money doing this. I said, well, the first thing you got to do, you got to change your mindset. I said, you're going to have to forget about your commission. And what? I got this bill, I got rent, I got mortgage. I got, I can't, I need more money. I need more money. Well, it's not until you forget about money and just focus on learning and doing well at your job, the money will be a byproduct. And I had a guy that, one of the guys I trained, he had absolutely no experience. So he didn't have any bad habits that I needed to work on him with to get him to break. And he makes what? I think he made 300,000 last year.
Nice.
So the point I'm making is, I said it before in a different session. To get, you have to learn how to let go. To keep, you have to learn how to let go. That's how you remember that you are a creator. And that what you focus on, it's a law. It has to come to pass. It has to. I always use the example. There are two laws. There's a man-made law, and then there's a universal law, the law that you make. The man-made law, for example, you could be driving a car and its posted speed limit could be 55 miles an hour. As soon as you go 56 miles an hour, you have just broken that man-made law. And there may not be any consequences associated with it. You may not get pulled over and get written a ticket and, get a fine to break that law. But a God law can only be confirmed. It can't be broken. It can't. No one can, and you won't be the first. And money is the same way. When you understand how money is, it's not even real. It's not something you need to toil and sit up late at night and oh Lord, I'm going to get put out, or I'm afraid if this is going to happen. If I don't have the money for this by this date, I'm afraid that this is going to happen. What did Job say? The thing that I fear the most will come upon me.
Yep.
I'm not prophesizing now. I don't mean to be.
You think
But
about, you bring about. So think about
yeah,
the best happening, not the worst.
yes. So I had a guy that was mentoring me, one of the sales giant that would mentor me, and he would break down in sales the psychological aspect of sales, and one of the things he would always say, which I said also, that you're gonna form an opinion anyway. That's just naturally going to happen. You're going to say this is this could happen negatively, or that can happen negatively, or this can happen out of nowhere, and this and that. He said you're going to form a bias anyway. Why not lean your bias towards what you want to happen, not what you're afraid that could happen?
Absolutely. That's it. That's it. Oh, I always appreciate you, Kev. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Yes,
you
for the
too, sister.
gems. We're gonna go to Key. Hello, Key.
Off mute. Hi, hey everybody. Thank you so much for having me come
Of
up.
course.
I wanted to share because, as you know, I read the book, and I had a recent conversation with my 20-year-old. He's away in college, and he dropped some nuggets and some gems on me. I dropped some gems on him, and I'm like, where did you get all this knowledge from? But I know it came from me. But it started because, and I also wanted to say about the bills because that's why I originally came up to was that I always tell people I don't have no bills. I don't have any bill, not one single bill. And people are like, what do you mean you don't have bills? Everybody has bills. And I was like, I don't. Because like you, I do automatic withdrawal, from my account. So I never see a bill. And I'm like, it's the observer effect. If I don't see it, it don't exist, right?
Yes.
So it's like I don't prescribe to bills. Like I have no sweat. I don't the electricity bill go up. I don't know nothing about it. But so when I was talking to my son, he was called because he had two parking tickets on his car. And because and he didn't know, and something told him to go out to check on a car, and because the third ticket it would have been a tow. So he went out and he was like, "Man, I got to come up with $100." And I didn't say nothing because what can I say? And then he said, "But that's okay. Money circulates, right?" And he said, "And I done made 100 times this amount, and I'll make 100 times this amount again." And I'm like, dang, because I was mad.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was mad, like, you getting tickets on my car. But anyway, so, but he was just like, it's nothing. He was like, it's nothing. So I'm like, okay. And so but then he did start focusing on money a little bit. And then he just started saying, money is power, money is power. And then I remember, reading his book. And, I learned money is not the source of power.
Hmm.
Like I was telling him, I'm like, you're the source, you're the power. Money is just, a tool that you choose to use, but it's not. And he couldn't comprehend that. He was just like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I was just like, he said, people,
Oh man. You pause,
then,
Key. When people what?
oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. He said, people that have money have power. And then I was just like, no, not necessarily. And I'm like, you too young to remember, but back when I was growing up, in the 80s, we had the drug epidemic, and we had, drug kingpins that were moving more money per day than Bill Gates. But they didn't have no power. I mean, they had the power to buy depreciating assets like clothes, cars, jewelry, but they didn't have no real power. And then the money kind of became worthless because they had so much money, they didn't know what to do with it, right? They was trying to find places to get rid of the money and bury the money in houses and stuff. It was
Hmm.
a drug kingpin that was taking money and burning it in a fire, right? I
Mm.
forgot who it was, Pablo, and to warm up, to warm up his kids. And I was like,
Mm.
so it's not the money, it's you. You're the source, you're the power. And then he was like, okay, I get that. And he was like, but that's how I get to have nice things, like, fly across the country, have vacations, and live a certain lifestyle. And I remember you had said something to somebody maybe a month ago. And you was like, it's people who experience that lifestyle that don't have any money circulating to them. They may know somebody, like, they
Hmm.
may have a wealthy person and they're the sidekick, and
Yep.
they're experiencing that lifestyle without having a dollar to their
Yep.
name, you know.
Hmm.
And then he was like, so so we just got to talking, and then he checked me, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell the group, this group about this. So, he's like his mom, he loves to invest, but he takes it a step further. So he's into, future contracts, and, he takes it a step further. And so he um he was like, if I by the time I graduate, which will be in May, he was like, I'll be a millionaire by the time I'm 25. And I'm like, what? And so then I started, guesstimating how much money he was going to be able to, trade per day. And I started entering in my little investment calculator. And I'm like,
Now you trying to
well,
figure out how much you gotta make a day to
yeah, yeah. And he was like, what you doing? And I'm like,
right.
and then he was like, I said, I'm using my investment calculator. And he was like, well, what the calculator got to do with what I just said? Didn't you just say that I'm the power? So I'm the one who gets to say how much money I'm going to be worth when I'm 25. Like an investment calculator can't decide that. I
Yeah.
was like, damn.
Yes. Clock it.
Right.
Wow.
like, right? And so it was just like, wow, like, and the 20-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
20-year-old, like teaching his 50-year-old mom, like, and it's just stuff that it reminded me of this book. And one other thing I wanted to say too was that, and sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm walking the neighborhood like you
That's
like you
okay.
be doing. So, so I of course I'm 50, so I've owned, property, bought, many, many houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember how, like, now I'm trying to, like, next year I want to buy a new home. So this current home, buy a new home. And I'm looking at property and I'm like, dang, if I don't have enough to afford what I want, right? I don't really have enough to afford what I really, really want. Like, you know. And so I realized, I said, damn, that's been a pattern for you ever since you were like in your mid 20s. Every time you want to buy property and you start looking, the property that you really want is right outside your budget. And I
Mm.
was like, do you not realize that's a pattern? And then I remember the chapters that I read in the book about how we create this, and the reason is for the thrill. So
Mm.
I get off, for lack of a better word, on the thrill of wanting something that's right outside my budget, right?
Mm.
And it reminds me of, money, it's a game, just like, football, basketball, or whatever. And some people are into, and they get off, and it's a thrill for them to go sit in the bleachers and watch a game. I don't care about none of that. But what I get off on is the thrill of wanting something that's right outside my budget. So then, now that I recognize that pattern, and of course this has helped, this group, your page has helped me recognize that as well as the book. I was like, oh, it's game on. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, it's on. So now this supposed to be fun.
Mhm.
This I like this, right? So
Yeah.
now it's like, it's no stress, it's no pressure. It's like I'm rolling up my sleeves about to get busy. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yeah, so I like this. So it's really helped me, and it's helping, my future. Well, I ain't gonna say a future, my millionaire, only child.
Yes.
So yeah, so yeah, and I just wanted to share that today.
Oh, that's
Love it.
beautiful, yo.
Yeah.
Just claim what you want. You know, don't attach money to it. What do you want?
Yeah.
And see
Yeah.
yourself with it, and let go of your tax bracket or your budget. You have no
Uh,
budget. There is no budget. It's what do you want? Because the budget will meet you.
yes.
If the right if the appreciation of the home is more than what you're willing to pay, then they have to lessen it because it's yours,
Yes.
right? They have to
Yeah.
come with you. Yep, that's beautiful. I want to get Royal's take on it. I know he's the businessman,
Hey, 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 yeah. So I was gonna say, like,
like A
start
Town as well. Go ahead.
starting off, right? So COVID is kind of where things just started clicking for me, because always I've been chasing money, right? Chasing the bag. I was in that mentality of chasing the money, and she kept running. So
She
COVID
kept
kind of
running.
she kept
I
running.
like
She
that.
wasn't. She had the Air Maxes on, but COVID kind of like sat me down, right? So COVID was a time where it was like sit down and just and that's when I had like my awakening and all that stuff. Just started realizing everything that was going on. But during COVID is when I actually started a business where everybody was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, this is not a
Mm.
time to be buying a truck." You know what I mean? Like nothing is moving outside. But I went ahead, bought the truck, and it was cheaper because again, nothing was moving outside. You know what I mean? And it just started like it just changed my whole life really. So I bought the truck, started the business, and everything was flowing lovely. It was just I had no experience, I had no mentor or nothing, just kind of self taught and just jumped out there and things just started flowing and I got into that mindset. This is even before I really understood everything, right? So I had just realized, God is within and all that, and just flowing with it, just like everything's gonna work out. Just had that mentality of like this shit's about to flow, and it just started flowing. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
fast forward now, just like 4 years later, um, and the business has pivoted in so many different ways, and I just kind of like flowed with it. You know what I mean? Still structured, but just kind of flowed with it, and it was very beneficial. It has been very beneficial. And then, like I told you earlier, I started doing, the stocks and the trading, self-taught on that as well, and just realizing how that goes in that. Whenever, and I got to constantly, like I told you, it's a constant reminder. So I got to constantly remind myself, like, have fun with this shit. You know what I mean? You're not out here trying to feed 5 kids and pay rent with this. Don't come from that energy, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I'm in, more so the energy, like this is an experience. I want to have fun with this shit. And anytime I'm telling you, it don't matter if I'm at a casino, a trade contract, a business move, anything. Anytime I'm coming from that, and I can feel it. I can feel the difference. Anytime I'm coming from that energy of like, let's do this, let's go. There's a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and
Okay.
it's helpful. That's a great book if anybody wants to check that out. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But just like that, like not having that worry
Mm-hmm.
that I got to energy just coming from it. Like, let's flow, let's go.
So what do you feel
And
about
trusting
the
that.
checking the accounts and making sure that the money is there to cover expenses or your expressions of appreciation?
I do not look at I look at my accounts, but I don't look at it in that sense of like, do I have enough? I'm more so just looking at it like, how do I need to move things around, or what needs to be paid or whatever, but not really looking at it like from a lack perspective. Just if I go in my account, it's probably to take care of something or to move something or whatever, but it's not moving. It's not coming from how much I got left in here. Let me check how much I got left in there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Would you ever do like what he suggested, like not checking it at all, just living in the flow state and just whatever I'm going to do with the money, I'm going to do with the money without needing to check the balances in order to do it?
I mean, I think I still do that while looking in there, right? Like I feel like I'm still doing it with the looking in there. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. But I think it's where you coming from, right? It's the intention behind it. Like
Right.
my intention behind it isn't to look to make sure I'm not going to negative enough, and it's more so just how I want to move now. Do I
Right,
want to
right.
use this account? Do I want to use that account? Like it's more on that.
Oh, okay, right.
You get
So
what I mean?
when you get your expressions of appreciation or requests for appreciation, you're not like, oh man, I can't believe this bill came in. Oh, this bill is what? How much? Like that's not your response.
No, I mean sometimes the electricity bill, I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like just because, not because what I mean, not from a lack perspective, but just like, damn, we ain't supposed to be running up the electricity like this,
Now we're not supposed to be. That's funny.
but not really from a lack place. Just like, damn, we moving like we 20 people in here.
That's what I think he
But
means
that's the
about that.
thing. But that's what I mean. Yeah, you're supposed to be like, oh, I make money like it's 20 people up in here.
Right, but I don't want to be having lights on like it's 20 people in here. Like, yeah, I make well, make the money like it's 20 people in here, but yeah.
What was you about to say, Gigi?
It's fine. I said that I agree with Royal. That I think what he means by this chapter, like we were discussing earlier, is like obsessively looking at your account or saying, "Oh, I can't. If I buy that, then I won't be able to pay this thing," or I just paid this bill and now it's not going to cover it, or if I go on this vacation, I should really spend this amount. That's what I think he means by that. And then like how Kev was saying, if you focus on that route, you're just going to get more of that. But if you go the opposite direction, like, oh, I'm not even worried about that bill. I'm gonna go and have a good dinner at this place and enjoy myself because I know that's paid for. I don't have to worry about that. I know the money's in there. I know it's taken care of.
I mean, my thing is, I think he's saying don't even consider the money.
Yeah.
Why are
I mean,
the money shouldn't even be a consideration. It should just be enjoy life without
right.
adding money to the equation because money isn't real. It's just a tool of appreciation. So if you just take money out of it and say, I'm appreciating life, I'm enjoying life without saying, oh, adding money into the mix. Because Royal's saying, I'm just having fun. And
Right.
I'm doing not putting money as the equation, but I'm just making this fun. But I do want to see what Cheryl had to say about it. Did you have anything to say, Cheryl?
I guess I'm like at the beginning of that, like, like when I go to the grocery store, like I'm just trying to like, I can buy whatever I want. Like, I'm in the early stages of like just changing that whole mindset, So, I kind of agree with what the author was saying about just live life and have fun because, up to this point, I had three kids and kids in college, and so money had always been like a struggle. Like there's such heaviness attached to it. So I'm kind of flipping my script right now.
Yes, yes.
So I
And
like
again,
what
right, we just have to do what works for us, right? Because it's what benefits you, right? Because the author is just really giving a suggestion, right? And then you resonate with it or you don't. Because at the end of the day, it's still your script, it's still your story. You're still getting to define it, and you're still getting to say how you see it and how you want to move, right?
Yeah, like my favorite part of this whole chapter is the quote at the beginning. It says, "As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live." And like just having that trust in the I am, or the expanded self. Like just start trusting life, like you said earlier. Like have fun with it.
Yep. Yep. That's it. Anna, did you have something you want to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to agree with Cheryl on that. Like I'm in the beginning, like I was telling you earlier, that I came to the conclusion that I'm just going to start saying yes, because I've always been around business in some way or some fashion, even as a nurse, because my ex-husband, we were bar owners. And so, but he always had me in a pauper mentality, like, we're broke. We're broke. We don't have any money. You know what I mean? Even though we had a bar business, even though, we had a few rentals, and like Cheryl was saying, that's very heavy. It's just a heavy, heavy, heavy feeling. And that's one of the reasons why I left his ass, because he always had me living like a pauper. You know what I mean? And so, and then he had the mentality of money. He had a different mentality of money where he like was a hoarder, like like a hoarder of it. Like he didn't want to release any of it, you know. And then so when I left, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get some of that money. In the end, I'm going to get, you know what I mean? I'm going to get some of that money, you know? And so I'm just now in that mentality too. Like, no, I'm not living like a pauper. I'm not going to have that mentality of I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. We're broke. No. No.
That miserly, he was a little Grinch, huh?
Yes.
The Grinch that
Yes.
stole Christmas. Like, dude, gonna loosen it up that pocket, baby.
Yeah, yeah. And I noticed that with my son too. Like I'm gonna have to check my son too, because my son's going to a private college now. And when I told you I went up there a couple weeks ago, I asked him if he needed some funds, if he needed money, or how he was doing. Was he trying? How? Because he has a food plan. And then I was asking him. We were eating lunch. We went to Burgerville, and I said, "Have you been here?" And he was like, "No, because I'm broke." So I'm gonna have to check him when I go back up on Tuesday. You're not broke.
Right.
You're not broke. You're going to a private college. You're not broke.
So you're not broke. Right, right. So you may not do. Some people say I may be cash flow limited, but you're not broke. But you're not even limited on the cash flow, because the moment you say you have, you shall. The moment you proclaim that you have it, you shall have it. To them that have, it shall be given. But to him that think they have not, whatever those who have not, that what she thinks he has shall be taken away from you. So when you keep saying when you don't have enough, the very little that you have will be taken away. It's something that's going to come up in your world that's going to create the reality that you never have enough. And so you just want to be so careful of that mindset. You wanted to say something else, Royal?
No.
Oh, you paused. Did you get a phone call? Yeah, hello.
Okay. All right. No, I was gonna say in chapter 11, he said that he said in phase one, you care about the details, and in phase two, the details don't matter. They're more, it's just like a tool. And it reminds me of like when they say the devil's in the details. That's what
Mm.
we worrying about, like the how's it gonna happen, what I gotta do, da da da. Where he's saying more so phase two is you don't even worry about the details. And it's kind of like what Neville be saying, like see the end result. Don't worry about how it's gonna happen. Just see the end result.
Yep, yep. And so, what are your thoughts, A Town? A Town might have walked away. I don't know. Are you there, A Town? But did you guys want to discuss the final chapter? I think the other three chapters on the Audible is more about success stories and application of the processes that he gives out. And so again, it's up to you to decide if they will be beneficial to you to implement and to as part of your toolbox. This is Busting Loose from the Money Game by Robert Scheinfeld. What do you want to say, Royal?
Oh, not my fault. I'm getting back on mute. No,
Oh,
I'm
that's
working for
okay.
right now.
Usually when I
Yeah,
see, yeah, usually when I see you come off mute, that
I be
signifies
forgetting.
you want to
Yeah,
speak. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Because the chapter 12 is about life becomes about creative ecstasy and playing without limits. Once you pass the busting loose point, it'll look how it looks for you. Interesting. It'll look how it looks for you. Beyond limitation. After busting loose, you play the human game without the restrictions of the traditional money game. You are no longer driven by scarcity, need, or the desire to fix and prove the illusion. This is the part that I really like that he drives home. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing wrong with you. And a lot of people come from the place of, well, I need to heal. I need to do the inner work. I got to do the shadow work. I got to, it always come from the place that you're not enough. You're not good enough. It's always something lacking. It's always something that needs to be taken care of. There's always some work to be done. No, if you're a holographic image and the only reality is your imagination, is your mind, what is there to fix other than change your perspective about it? Which means there's nothing to fix. Your pure consciousness. You're the power, you're the energy, you're it. So why does energy need to be fixed or made better? No, you just have to think differently. That's the only work that has to be done, is changing how you perceive yourself, which is speaking the truth that you are love, you are peace, you are joy, you are infinite abundance, you're eternal, right? Having a finite experience. And that's just something, when we can let go of the I have to be better personality, letting go of I need to be better. You don't need to be better. You just need to think differently. Just need to speak the truth. Stop speaking the error and speak the truth. The truth is you have all things pertaining to life and goodness. The script says life and godliness, but we know good and God are the same. So whenever you see good in the script, just say, whenever you see God, put good there. Because I thought about that script that says when a disciple said, "Good master," and Christ responded back, "Why do you call me good? There's no one good but God." I said the translator was playing with your mind there, because God is everyone. So yeah, there's no one, because all is because everyone is good. Not no one is good. All is good, because all is what? God. If all is God, then all is good. So yeah, there would be not no one good. It will be all is good. But see how they will play. If you're not awakened, you would think, oh, no one's good. No one's good. No, all is good, because all is God. All is energy.
hey, I love that, Toya. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I was gonna say to you what you were saying earlier, like whether it's therapists or even the spiritual folk, right? So they're always like trying to take you back to your childhood, and
Mhm.
spiritual folk are saying the shadow work and da da da. And like he said in the book, when once you go back into that and you judge that situation, that's like the glue. Like you
Yeah,
just reinforcing that truth, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Versus what he said in the book also was like, you don't need to do all that. Like you ain't gotta go back to your childhood. You ain't gotta relive none of the chaos, you know what I mean? If anything comes up, any discomfort is what he says. Sorry, there's a truck passing. He said if any discomfort comes up, you know what I mean, you can tell the truth about it right then and there. But you
yeah.
don't need to time travel to the past to
Right.
you don't need to do all that to try to, fix for now, which is crazy because like I said, it's whether it's therapists, whether it's the spiritual people, whether it's religion, anybody, they're constantly trying to make you go back to the past to figure your shit out now.
Yeah,
And it's just making that more and more real to you now.
yep, yep. That's it. And it's like we're doing it just for the sheer fun of it. You say creative ecstasy. Life becomes about asking, what do I want to play with now? Just for the sheer fun of playing. You create experiences and illusions, which is the businesses, the projects, the relationships, the adventures, for the pure joy of the creative process and the experience itself. And I think that's the part many of us, you know, we may squawk at with the process. Like we want the business to be making $1 million in day one. Be like, oh, I got a business. I see this thing, and we don't want to see the unfoldment. We don't want to have the experience of how the business becomes the $1 million business. We want, I got the business, and I need to be making $1 million yesterday. Oh, okay, Gigi, you're back. Welcome back. Right? What about the journey? Right? What about the journey? It's just like when he gave the experience, gave the example of going to a football game, right? And he talked about the I believe the Super Bowl between the Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. And he was like, you got all the fans there, you got all the teams there, you got the referees there, and then the referee says, okay, the Broncos win and the Seahawks lose, and he gives a score, whatever that game ending was, you can go home. No, people came there to experience the game, to see, for the thrill of rooting for their team and being mad at some of the mistakes that they made, and calling the refs dumb, whatever the experience of enjoying that football game brings. That's the same thing when it comes to the things that we want to experience in our world. We should be wanting the process, enjoying the journey of the unfoldment of it becoming, because if it's already a $1 million business, why don't you want to experience like how you got the clients and how you had to expand and how you met this person and you got with that, like Roy was saying, how his business has shifted so many times with him going with the flow and having that experience just for like for some reason we just don't want the experience. We just want to be I Dream a Genie. We want to blink and then bam, there it is. But we could have just stayed non-physical, because that's how it works in the spirit. You blink and bam, there it is. But it's a reason why we created the time, the space-time continuum, because we wanted to experience the process. Kevin, did you have anything to say to that?
Yes, I did.
Go ahead.
You're right.
You're so silly. It's not about being right. It's just about perspective. You're silly.
No, but
You're funny.
But I think he's right in terms of us always like striving, maybe subconsciously fighting for our limitations. And I think that's the program in itself, the concept of programming. But being infinitely, like you mentioned, abundant and conscious, those things, that proceeds, I am proceeds any of the constructs that we try to put on. So, that's where we want to remain.
Yep. And so now it's like, are you ready to unlimit yourself, right? And take the constraints off and just decide what you want to experience without trying to determine the outcome, right?
Yep.
That's that was that's when I became free. The script says, "He who the Son has set free is free indeed."
Hmm.
Meaning we have to be free from our unbelief,
Yep.
because that's what puts us in bondage. And take my yoke upon you, for my yoke is easy and my burdens are light.
Yes.
The God in you wants not only you to have life, but to experience life more abundantly. More abundantly. And it didn't say you're not just a conqueror, you're more than a conqueror. Everything in you. Greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. You're greater. You were made greater. This might mess with your head. You were the one who made you.
Yeah, that might have messed him up, Kev.
Hello, family.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I wanted to respond to a guy that said that we didn't have to go back in time sometimes. Sometimes we do have to go back and heal. Because I remember my aunt beating me. That's all I remember. And I hated this woman up until the day she died. But when I went back and reflected, I stepped on a nail, a roofing nail. She threw me on the ground. She took off her flip flop and she beat my foot. I'm talking about she beat it. But the reason why she beat it is because it had to bleed so the infection wouldn't set in my foot so it'd get cut off. But she didn't have time to explain that to me. She just had to take action. So sometimes we do have to go back in the past and reflect if we can't move on and be in the now.
Can I say one thing to that? So I think more so with
Yeah.
this book, what it's looking like, what it's saying, and what I believe is more so instead of you having to go back, let's say your aunt really was beating your ass for stepping on the nail, right? Regardless of
Mhm.
what the real situation was, it's how you looking back at it, how you looking at it. So, you know what I mean? Instead of looking back to find what the truth was in it, telling yourself what the truth is in it. Whatever, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm one of them kind of matter of fact type of people.
Yeah, I
And
got you.
I had to know why. But that's the reason why. Because older black folks back then, they didn't believe in going to no doctor.
Or explaining themselves. Yeah,
Yeah, or
yeah.
explaining themselves. So that's hence
Yeah,
the
yeah,
age
but
whooping.
the difference of what we're saying is that you didn't have to go dig that up. That was something that was already present in your mind that you couldn't let go.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what we're saying
Yeah.
is going to a therapist, having them tell me about your childhood and tell me
Right.
about this. And that's what we're talking about. Not your situation where you couldn't let it go. So you did have to deal with it to give it a different
Mhm.
meaning.
And you,
And look, and I'll add this: if you look at serial killers, this is what made me think I had to go back in the past so much.
mhm,
If you look at most, I would say 99% of the serial killers, a lot of
mhm,
them from Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, all of them had whatever mommy issues, daddy issues, something. You know what I mean? So that's
mhm.
constantly was playing in their mind, which made
Right.
them, you know what I mean, the person that they grew to be. That's because that was constantly in their mind. Whatever the truth was back then, they could have shifted their truth in the way they looked at that and just been a regular, regular person. But because they let
Yeah.
that affect them so much, a lot of them became the serial killers. A lot of them become prostitutes. A lot of them, you know what I mean, become druggies. It's just
You don't think that's because that inner child haven't been healed?
right. But the healing doesn't have to be going back. It could be just putting the truth, just speaking the truth to it. Like, you know what I mean?
Making
Just
your own truth. I got you.
right,
I
right,
got
right.
you. Yeah. I got you. I got you. That makes sense. Instead of worry about his story, create your own story.
Yeah.
I
That's
got
what I'm saying.
I
Even if
got
your aunt, let's say your aunt really did beat you just for stepping on it, you could change that whole
right.
thing and you won't even look at it the same no more without even, you know what I mean, having to
Yeah.
understand what really happened. Yeah.
Well, that's why I look at it different now. But she dead. I hope she know I know now. Yeah.
But forgiveness is never about the other person.
It's right. It's about it because this whole world is only about me. And I
Yeah.
believe, let me tell you, I believe even though I'm driving, I'm going nowhere. I believe we
Right.
just stuck just right here, just messing out time until we gotta go to the next chapter.
I love that. I love
Like
that.
like Kanye West said, who's the biggest loser? Because you can't take nothing with you.
Right.
Who's the biggest loser? We all gonna lose the game. We all gotta die to live. That's it.
That's funny. Who's the biggest loser?
That
It's
is
all
hilarious.
perspective. It's all perspective.
Yeah,
We
Kanye
ain't, we
West.
ain't losing around here.
Right.
Well, actually, you are because you're not gonna die. When you die, you're gonna take nothing with you.
Well,
Nothing.
but
I
if
don't
it's not,
consider
but if
anything
it's
that I'm
not real, what is
attaining.
there to take? If it's
Yeah,
not real,
exactly.
there's
I
nothing to
haven't
take.
Right.
attained
It's not
anything. I've
real.
already attained everything.
That's why Kanye West said we was all losing. Like, because it's nothing. It's just a game. All this is a game. It's a
Then, but
But we
what?
ain't
Why would
look.
that
We
make
all
you a
winners. That make us
loser?
winners.
Because you realize that
Yeah,
it's a nothing burger. That doesn't make you a loser. That actually makes you the ultimate winner.
right.
Because it's a one-player
act.
game. You can
What?
never lose at life because you are the creator of it.
But what he was speaking of is like dying. When you die, then you can't take anything with you. That's why he
Who's
said.
dying?
That's what he said. The biggest loser. Like you can't put things in the.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but we don't agree with dying. We agree with
Oh, me neither. I'm
Yeah.
just talking
transcension.
about the physical. I don't
All
believe in
right.
dying either.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Miss Liz,
Yeah,
Miss
I
Liz,
believe you have to die in order to live. Everything got to die in order to live, and it's just to shed your old way. I don't believe nothing die.
Miss Liz. We can look at it like we win though. Everybody a winner. You know what I mean? Like it's just Kanye might use the word everybody losing, but we can look at it everybody winning. We came here, we had fun
Yeah,
with
but
it, we
it's not.
experienced the shit.
Kanye need
And
clickbait.
you got maybe you got to listen to the song. Maybe you got to listen to the song to understand why he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the Donda album. That's a very spiritual filled album. Anyway,
Hey
Thank you for
Toya, but
sharing,
I
Liz.
was gonna ask everybody, like how they gonna move different now with whether it's your business or your relationships. Like what's something that you feel like you're gonna be moving different with now?
minding it,
Say it again.
minding your business instead of
Yep.
everybody else's, catching up on your paperwork, your spiritual paperwork. And you know what else I found out when I started my business? I found out that the generational wealth is the triangle: the business, the job, and the nonprofit. That's it. That's your answer. That's your key. It's triangle.
I'm lost on that one.
That's a long, everybody's trying to figure out the key to wealth. You got to include spirituality in it. Everything is spiritual. That's why
Okay.
they call it currency, because it's the water, the spirit, right?
Hmm.
Everybody want to know how Donald Trump can get all this money, and everybody can get all this money. It's a generational wealth, but it's a triangle. You have to have the job because you have to work as long as you're here. And when I mean work, I don't mean go clock in somebody else. He could be working in your yard. He could be doing anything, fixing your hair. That's what you call work, right?
Hmm.
So you got your job, then you got your business, which is your body. Everybody look at business like a brick and mortar, and it's not. It's your body. And then you got your nonprofit at the bottom, which you giving back, and it all leads back to you, the money. So that's what I'm working on in my business right now.
Okay.
I've created all three of those foundations, and that's not because I wanted to. It's because it was shown to me
Okay.
last year,
Hmm.
and it was shown to me so clear. I couldn't even tell nobody what it was. I had to actually get up and do it.
Hmm.
I couldn't even I couldn't even write it down what I was shown. I had to actually get up and do it. So yeah, that is the triangle. Maybe you could talk about that another time, but all that ties in together.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like how you said that. Yeah, because everything is spiritual. Everything you are, everything you just said, you are the job, quote unquote. You are the business, quote unquote. You are the non-for-profit, quote unquote. Whatever terminology you want to say, you are all there is.
Mhm.
You are the first and the last, the end
Yeah.
and the beginning,
Come on, sister.
the
Yes,
alpha
ma'am.
and the omega.
Yes, ma'am. That's it. Don't nothing exist until I give it my attention.
Yep.
Nothing. Not even time. Time don't start until I wake up. Until I see what time it is. Until I make the time.
Yep.
Amen.
That's it. I clock
Amen
that
right
T.
there.
Clock
Amen right
that
there.
T. Clock
Me
that
too.
And,
T.
and,
Every
and you
every
know
day.
what? In the Bible tell you that when the world end, everybody talk about the world ending. It never said world ending. It said worlds. So that means when I'm dead, my world is gone. When you dead, that's what that meant. It didn't mean like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's whenever you take your attention off a thing, that perspective of the world has ended. It's not
Right,
necessarily talking
right.
about the
Come on.
physical, right? It's not talking about your physical body decays. It's talking about the body of belief transforms.
Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, like you say, we all got to die to live. You got to die to this current reality if you want to create a new one.
Oh, dude. And you have to know that. You know what? I try to teach people because I deal with a lot of youngsters. I've even did a lot of celebrities have. I try to tell these people that God is inside of you. When you die, that's it. God is inside of you to experience this life. He chose you. And I be telling people, I can prove to you that he chose you because everybody died around you but you. Even everybody on this panel. Everybody in y'all family died but you. School friends died. Grandma died. Mama died. Daddy died. You still here for what? Because you was chosen. And it's to make you stronger because all those people that you lost has been added to you. Nothing gets taken away. It gets added, even though you can't see it. Like that money in that bank account. It ain't in your pocket. It's added.
Yes.
So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, love it, love it.
I'm telling you, I can talk about this kind of stuff all day long. And you know what? I swear to God, if you're not talking about God, but you got to know where he at now before you start talking to me. If you ain't talking about God or business, then I don't want to talk to you no more.
Mm.
Because that's what it's about. I don't have time to talk about nothing else.
Mm.
We
Okay.
gotta leave. And you know what else I like to use? Remember them nursery rhymes they planted in our head?
Mm-hmm.
This is why you create the businesses. Because when you come back, because you ain't going nowhere, but when these people see you die and you come back, you can leave yourself breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. That's what I believe. I believe that's the generational will. Because I don't think this shit ever stop. I think you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of like Terrence Howard said. He said he had the experience of remember this time, remember. He wanted to remember,
Yes.
and you have who was that? Sad Guru talks about he remembering when he was in the belly of his mother's womb before he came into this third dimensional plane. So you have people saying that they, souls, not people, because there are no people, there are only souls. Souls saying that they remember different things. Yeah. So here's the thing: there's only consciousness.
Right.
Right? You said there's nothing lost in all of my holy mountain. Nothing ever gets lost. Things just expand. You can't add to consciousness and you can't take away from consciousness. Consciousness only expands. It isn't taken away or added to. It is. It's all consuming.
Yeah.
And it expands through experience, right? It came to experience physicality through the unique experience of being you, and then unique experience of being me, the unique experience of being all 8 billion souls on this plane.
Right.
Because consciousness is everyone. It ain't some people. It ain't chosen and not chosen. All are chosen. All consciousness became all beings born of a woman, not some beings. Because I create the evil and the good. I hone and I heal. I
Right.
kill and I make alive.
Come
Right?
on.
So
Come on. Yeah.
consciousness does all those things.
And I like to prove that with people. Like when you talking, now you know the body take a while to catch up to the mind.
Mm-hmm.
But while you talking, if everybody's quiet and listen to you, they can repeat what you saying, talk while you talking, but they mouth not gonna move. That shows you that consciousness is one. Even when the radio come on, you might not know the song, but say it in your mind with your mouth closed. You're going to say it word for word. Why they saying it? That's how you can prove consciousness. I like to prove things.
Yep. Well, you're told to prove it. Prove me now, here, and see. But I like how Kevin was talking earlier about the abundance that we are in quoting scripture, right? And a lot of people don't forget the script that tells you that your cup runs over, that you will have blessings that you won't have room enough to receive, that now unto him. I know the Bible uses him, the pronoun him. I don't like to get caught up on the pronoun because we know that consciousness is not male or female. It's not, gender. It's genderless. It's the divine feminine and divine masculine operating as one. We like to divide, but it's only the unity of the spirit. But now unto source that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all you could ever ask or think. And then it tells you that your eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it even entered into your mind the things that source has for them that loves source and walks upright. And what does it mean to walk upright? It means to think right. That's all it means. To think right about a thing, to tell the truth about the thing. And the truth is you're already abundant. You don't have to chase to get a thing. You just have to stand still and allow it to come to you. You are the electromagnetic field. Everything comes to you. Everything shows up after its own kind, right? Your words are the seed, and your field is the garden. And so every time you speak, you're planting a seed. And that seed is always going to bring back 30, 60, or 100 fold after its own kind. So now you have to ask yourself, what seeds am I planting? Which means, what thoughts am I thinking? What words am I speaking?
Oh my God. I was talking about this yesterday. And you got to make a conscious decision every minute, every second of the day. Is this going to build me or break me? Whatever I'm going to do, is this going to build me or break me?
Yep. Guard thy heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life. You have to be the watchman at the gate. But here's the beauty of this law. It's the mercy seat of God, which says if you don't like a situation, you get to repent, which means you get to revise it. If you have the tears that are sown unaware, which means you let the weed creep in, you weren't being the watchman at the gate. You were too busy getting caught up in the gossip. Sometimes we do, and we plant that seed. Guess what we get to do? Repent. We get to change our mind about it. We get to rewrite the story.
Yes, ma'am. Just like God did with the kid. That's right. You get to rewrite your own story no matter who it hurt.
Yep.
Because this is your world. Like sister, this is your world. We just characters in it.
Yep. That's it.
That's all that is.
Yep. This is my story. This is my story. And I'm from that side town that I went from being from sleeping in Versace shirt. I'm sorry.
Everybody love you in your story.
Yes, I love that. Everybody loves you in your story.
Yes. And you are the most beautiful person in your story. You have all of the abundance in your story. You have more favor in your story. I enjoy tuning in to you.
Oh, main character energy. Say that. Everyone should say that about their story. I am the love interest of this story.
Yes, you are, girl. And this is your story. We tuned into your platform, and everybody that's watching is the same thing. This is your story. We can't keep sticking to his story because he be lying sometimes.
That part.
Yeah, we can't keep sticking to his story. We got to create our own.
Oh my goodness. And I'm sticking to it. And I'm sticking to it. And I'm sticking to it.
Yes.
Oh, this is beautiful. You must have speakers, because I'm hearing the feedback.
Oh, hold on. I think it hooked up. Yeah, well, I'll get back on later on because I have to go in the store. But I enjoyed y'all, and thank you for me being up here and not talk a lot.
Oh, yes, we appreciate you as well. Thank you for joining.
Yes, when you just waking up in this awakening, it's like being a little kid. So you try to, it's like a kid in a candy store. You want to tell everybody. Yeah. So I'm a baby in it. So I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, no, you good. That's how we all be. You got to have that, what is that, that being a zealot. zealous for it.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be down in the chat.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Yes. So make sure you be active in your own story. I know the author says, he says, following inspiration, you live in reactive mode, moment to moment, following what you feel genuinely motivated or inspired to do, trusting your expanded self's guidance. I would say you actually live in an active mode. You don't react to life, you affect life. You want to be that which affects life, not the one that reacts to life. God only acts, God doesn't react. So we're not reacting to the situation, we're creating it. Remember, we are creators. We create the experiences, we don't react to them. We affect life, we're not affected by life. Yep, you are the cause and the world is the effect. So you never respond to circumstances, you create them. All right? Remember, you created every situation, so you're supposed to what? Appreciate every situation. And as you remember your power, I know he uses the term reclaim. I'm going to rephrase it and say, remember your power and expand. Your hologram changes naturally and effortlessly. That's the part we have to. It's effortless and it's natural. You're not making anything happen. Everything is happening as a result of your remembering of who you are. You're remembering who you are. You are the power. You are the love. You are the light. You are the cause. You are the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. You are the reason for the life. Without you, life has no meaning. You give meaning to it. Without you, life is meaningless. Yep, and as you continue to appreciate your creations, you get more creations to appreciate. Appreciation is so key. Appreciation. It's not even something you have to necessarily vocalize either. It's just a knowing within your being, right? Like you just know that life is just supposed to be good. And that's what we have to keep telling ourselves. Life is supposed to be good, right? Life is supposed to be amazing and joyful and fun and being and childlike, right? Like that's what we have to remind ourselves to loosen up, take the seriousness out of it. When you realize that, yes, this is just a game, I'm playing with myself. And I'm deciding to play this game of having a business. I'm playing this game of being married. I'm playing this game of having children and needing to be responsible for them and recognizing that I'm not their parent. I'm just the portal in which they come into this experience. And we're just sharing this experience together, right? And you can only guide them thus so far, right? You give them you share the knowledge, but you can't make someone apply the knowledge, right? You can lead a horse to drink, but you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. Same thing with your children. You can't make your children know this. All you can do is share it with them. And so we'll go around the group to anyone wants to have final say on what we've discussed today. And we'll start with A-Town if you want to share anything based on what we've discussed today. And what Royal said, how are you going to move? How are you going to move now you more aware of this truth?
Right, right. No, today was excellent. I love the shares. I love the feedback. Also the challenge, in terms of, really being in a place to alter just what you want to do is that apply this book, the environment, and grow up into the knowing. When it comes to, how I move differently, definitely looking from even checking, when it does come to anything financial or my account, just really taking observation of what that really is. How am I feeling, right? Do I feel tight? Do I feel knowing that I am abundant or am, understanding infinite energy? So I'm definitely going to check that, because I don't quiver. I don't necessarily quiver. It's just like it, al- it, it almost like, I don't want to get, it almost something inside almost says, I know it's about to, I know whatever I need is coming, or it's here. And I think I'm at the point where it's like something inside don't even want me to get too excited, because I know it's coming, because I appreciate it so much. And so really wanting to just tap into what 11 or chapter 10 was really, just putting the foot on the gas, just in terms of, this is easy, right? And just taking yeah, just switching lanes. I think Gigi's really known for saying, it's just switching lanes, and everything easy, everything comes to me easily, abundantly, and just really increasing that self-concept of myself. And yeah, but I love these next chapters. I'm sorry, I love the previous chapters. Definitely looking forward to the next chapters. But yeah, thanks Royale for the feedback, and Toy, of course. But yeah, every share was definitely illuminating. That's why it's good for these book clubs, because once somebody else's perception, feedback, expansion of consciousness, you're able to relay it and put it to action, or put it on your belt, in terms of when you're needing that level of, affection for yourself, right? Because we are that. I am, and I am is abundant, power, wisdom, love, all that good stuff. So, yeah, thank you.
Oh, love that, love that. I will speak to the part about the excitement. I think that made me remember when brought to mind, my daughter took my grandson to Florida, and she didn't tell him what they were going for, because he loves Mario. He's like a big fan. He just loves everything about Mario. And so she was taking him to Florida to the Mario, whatever they got down there, Universal Studios Mario thing. But she didn't tell him what it was. She just told him, tomorrow we're going to have fun. Tomorrow we're going to have fun. And he was like, I'm just so excited. I can't even sleep. He had no idea what it was going to be. He just, the mere fact of her telling him it's going to be fun, he was so excited and couldn't sleep. Had no idea what it would be. But just that's that childlike state we have to be in, right? Like, he had no idea what it was, but just her telling him it's going to be fun, I can't even sleep. I'm just so excited.
That's funny, because I've never shared this, but I know that feeling as a business owner, coming up with a new product. You ever put your clothes out, when you're younger, you be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna kill them."
Yeah.
That's how I felt because I'm meeting new people. I'm able to engineer different products. I'm able to save the business. A lot of what I do is community business, and whatever. So I put myself in a position to my companies are like super waitresses, like just high end waitressing, being able to help people from the lowest to the highest. And coming up with these, I'm sitting in my office, coming up with different products, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna kill them. Well, I couldn't even sleep when you get new information that can save people's lives, or even save yourself, in business, and living at a whole different elevated way. To me, I got giddy, like, like like I know a female couldn't necessarily give that vibe to me. You know what I mean? And not saying, I love my women, I love everything about it, but just knowing that I'm able to incorporate that vibe, that feeling amongst myself, with my own intuition, my own drive, my own vision. That was just very romantic to myself, just kind of seeing like, hey, okay, I can get off of myself. You know what I mean? I can, you know, um, I appreciate that, you know what I mean? And just tapping into the abundance of what that means, and cultivating the feeling of being, really being that, yeah. So I definitely understand. And it's good that we're able to even take that to adult life, because I know in my life, my mind sometimes, I'll even have limitations on my excitement. Like, I had talked to one of my people about it, where now I had to start taking the cap off, where it's like, get overly excited, embrace yourself, indulge into the perfect of perfect picture, in the best of the feeling, in the, and illuminate that, because anything outside of that that's the devil, that's the doubt, that's the, less than. And so, I had to really come to grips with that, not letting myself feel just in ecstasy, right?
Yeah.
Or and just in that. So I just definitely appreciate the group, and just being able to cultivate that environment to even be in, because I've been with Toy for a little minute, and it's like certain things just keep on either chipping off or just maturation process or stuff like that. But it's real cool.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. We'll go to Cheryl and then Anna and then Kev.
So yeah, I liked what I kind of took from this chapter, or if summed it up for me, and what to like Royal's question, like moving forward. One of the things I've been doing since we started this book is I saw a video on a book by Emmett Fox, The 7-Day Mental Diet. So I've just been really focusing in on like my self-talk and, where I'm focusing my attention with that. But also, I really kind of wrote some notes in here where I wrote, I'm going to be open to infinite abundance and creative opportunities, and that everything is a creation of my consciousness and can be molded to what my consciousness desires, that nothing is final, nothing is real, solid, or stable. So that's what I'm going to attempt this next week.
Yes.
And thank you, everyone. That's, I too really appreciate the group and, the power, where two or more are gathered, it just really helps.
It does. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anna.
Yeah, I'm just grateful for the group. I think I've grown. Well, I don't think I know. I've grown a lot, just in the last couple of months. But the biggest thing, it it goes to me. It's deeper than money. I think it's just the whole thing about uh, just saying yes to life, and just letting go of all the maybe the emotions tied to it, just to live and to enjoy it and let things flow. For me, regarding the money situation, uh, just knowing that it's always there. It's always there. That's how I look at it. Even like with my roof, they started the tear down yesterday. Um, and I knew I was going to have it. I knew the money was there, you know, um, so just always knowing that it's there. But the biggest part for me about everything is just saying yes to life, and that's it.
That's beautiful. Yep. That's a beautiful reminder. Just say yes. All you gotta do is say yes. Say yes. Yes. Go ahead, Kev. And then Royal.
Um, like everybody else had expressed on the panel, how much they enjoy and were able to see their growth and experience their growth. And I have been able. I like the what a book talks about taking your power from the eggs that show up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I look at it almost like an Easter egg hunt. I know I'm silly. When the egg surfaces, it shows me an area that I can get my power back and grow from identifying an area that I would love to grow and mature and evolve through. That really, really, really helps me. I enjoy being a help to everybody, any and everybody on the panel. I get to express my love through my words of wisdom, um, and that wisdom comes from within. A lot of the things that um, Toya has shared with me, you know, served as confirmation. The things that I've gotten, I knew about from the power the God that was in me was teaching me these things. And a lot of these books and a lot of the things that the panel says serve as confirmation to what I've been taught and the way I've been leading other people in that way. So I'm eternally thankful and grateful and appreciative of everybody. And I love everybody on this panel, whether I agree with them or not. Like I said to someone the other day, that does not stop me from loving you.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Royal?
Yes. Okay, first of all, I want to start off with I appreciate all of you. Um, I know I manifested you, Toya, because at the beginning of this, I was like, "Damn, I'm the only one that feels like this, or thinks like this." And then I'm not even a TikToker, and I get on TikTok, and then you popped up, and so it's just good to have that, like K Sharp was saying, just that confirmation. Like a lot of this stuff was already coming from within, and then you know, listening to your lives, some of the books I'm reading, it's just good confirmation, just confirming everything, which is wonderful. But moving forward, like I said earlier, with my meditations and just starting the day and ending the day, it's gonna be adding that conversation to self of you created all this. You're the creator of all this. Remembering, reclaiming the power, and just staying in that energy of constantly reminding myself until it's just second nature that I created all this, and I will continue to create this and move from abundance because everything works in my favor. So yeah, that's it.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Everyone just has such great feedback, takeaways. So amazing. It's an awesome revelation. I think of, Neville Goddard when he says the end of being is having. You don't have to try to do anything because you already are that which you desire to be. You are already it. Acceptance is the key. Just accept that you are already abundant. You're already whole. You're already perfect. You're already beautiful. For I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works. And that my soul knows quite well. We have to remind ourselves that we are already that. There's no way that we can ever fail. We only experience things. That's it. No failure, and there is no failure in love. And you are love. So love never fails. And so if we could just get our minds in that perspective, right? That we're taking in information, we're taking in experiences, and experiences tells us, I want more of that or I want less of that, right? As Abraham Hicks would say, or I like to say Esther Hicks, experience is the teacher. So when you experience something, it gives you information about whether you want to experience more of that or you want to have none of that. Oh yeah, I don't like that. We gotta refocus. We gotta reframe this conversation. We have to, change our self-concept. That's really the only thing that has to change. And the self-concept is about speaking the truth of who you are and not the error. Because sometimes we do fall back into the error. And now we just have to, that's why the script says a just man falleth 7 times. And 7 is what? Spiritual perfection. So you're already perfect. But sometimes we do operate from that human side of us. But that's what we came. We came to experience the human side of us. So why you going to beat up on the human side when you came to experience the human side? So that's why it's okay to be angry, but sin not. Never lose the focus on your desired outcome. Yes, be angry. Use the anger to fuel the spark within you. And I was thinking about this, when people talk about, they have to go into their cocoon, right? They're going through their transformation, their metamorphosis. They're the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, and the need to build boundaries and the need to go within. But do you know the caterpillar doesn't have to force a cocoon? It naturally happens. The caterpillar ain't making a boundary. It is. It's going through it it's a happening. So guess what? When you're going through the transformation of becoming the butterfly, yes, those things that don't vibrate at where you are will naturally go away. But you also have to keep this in mind. Does a light know that it's light when it's only around light? You know your power when you go into the darkness and shed the light. So do you think you're supposed to keep the light to yourself and not shine it in a dark place? So all of us all so concerned, oh, I can't go over there. I can't be in that space. I can't, they're too dark. They're too lost. But isn't the point of the light is to dispel the darkness? How bright you gonna know you are if you're always around light? You gotta go into the highways and byways and shed the light so people know what light looks like. People already know what darkness looks like. They want to know what light looks like. You are that light. So be the light with no fear. Why? How would I ever fear man? What can man do to me? Man is just a reflection of me. And that's all I wanted to say on that. And I can get on my soapbox.
No, that was dope. That was dope. Well said.
Kelly Janae said, child, I'll be out. You gonna see my light. And it only helps me see my light. Yep, that's it. It go ahead, A-Town.
Oh no, I was just co-signing. But I did want to chime in on from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It's two different worlds. However, they're one and the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a
because the caterpillar is the butterfly, right? The acorn is the oak tree. It's not trying to be anything. It already is it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, I love it.
Yeah, because when you're trying, you're not being, right?
Correct.
Like when people say, I don't mean to interrupt you, yet here you are. Interrupting. How about just say, excuse the interruption? Or do you mind if I interrupt you? But don't tell me you don't want to do it because here you are doing it. So clearly you want to interrupt me or you wouldn't be interrupting me. Right? I don't mean to, but you're doing it. So don't say you don't mean to do something that you're completely doing.
You be letting them get away with that too.
Sometimes I just don't be feeling like correcting people all the time. Like sometimes you let people have it. Sometimes you just let people have it.
For sure. I be saying it, but I be saying on the, in the audience, like, but you did interrupt,
right?
And Toyia gonna let you go ahead and get that.
Because what do I say? I'm about to interject you.
Yeah.
I say I'm about to interject. I'm about to interrupt you. I don't say, "Oh, I'm sorry for you." No, I'm not, because I'm not sorry.
Right.
No, I mean to do it. I'm not apologizing for it.
Right.
And I don't like the over apologizing. Like me would do what you gonna do. I don't need you to apologize for your behavior. You don't, it's kind of just saying it out of saying it, not because you really mean it. And so mean what you say what you mean. You don't mean to do it, and don't. That's how I look at it.
And that comes back to, your self-concept of yourself. Do you feel like you have to minimize who you are to present a world that is not knowing, coming in here, with a facade?
But, because the world teaches you to always be in apology mode. I apologize. No, I don't apologize. No, I'm not feeling sorry, and that's something that I realized through listening to Abraham Hicks and Neville Goddard. And what I loved about Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks was that the whole need of forgiveness. And she was like, if you're God, what is there to forgive? What she would say God, she would say source. Your source, your pure consciousness. What are you forgiving yourself for? There's no wrongness there. Because they would say, you're never wrong, you always get it right. You can never get it wrong. So if you can never get it wrong, what is there to forgive?
So where does that quote unquote condemnation come from then?
Right, that's the guilt. Condemnation comes from guilt. regret,
Okay.
remorse, shame, right? That's what religion kind of ensnares you with, right? With that whole condemnation of you should feel bad about the choices that you've made,
Absolutely.
right? Like the choices that you made, they weren't pleasing to God. Do you not feel the guilt? Do you not feel the shame?
Right.
Are you not remorseful? Should you not live in regret? And so you're always constantly trying to look over your life, trying to see where you erred, where you made a mistake. And you never feel worthy enough. You never feel good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because we let religion be the morality police.
Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah, they are the morality police. They're like, oh, you got 5 girlfriends? How dare you?
Yeah.
Show me in the script
Yeah.
where it say you can't have 5 girlfriends.
Right.
Because it's not there. Because like that guy yesterday wanted to talk about lust. Because I was like, the religion loves to tell you and heap that condemnation of the lust spirit or the lust demon. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
who told you that was wrong? Who told you that you ain't
Yeah.
supposed to desire snakes? And then he tried to make, well, lust is covetousness. You're not supposed to covet something that doesn't belong to you, but all things belong to me. So what are you saying?
Mm-hmm.
If all things belong to me, I can. That's what when it says when the script says, "Thou shall not," shall in script means will. So thou will not, which means thou cannot. You cannot break the 10 Commandments because you are the 10 Commandments. You can't break them. You are the law. You are the law of your life. You are the law. Because the fulfillment of the law is what? Love. Love is the fulfillment of the law. And that's who you are. And the thing is that we just were saying that we weren't loved, so we acted accordingly. We were told we were sinners. So then you can't tell somebody they're a sinner and then wonder why they sin. Like, why are you all shocked? You told them that's what they were, and then you're surprised that they act that way. Come on now.
I
Because
think what's
I told my daughter, the Bible is not to the sleeping mind, it's to the awakened mind.
mm-hmm.
The sleeping mind will not understand the Bible. It's not for the literal minded, which is why you get all the horrors you do. This is why you get all the division and the denominations, because
Mm-hmm.
the literal minded cannot see the spiritual things of the script. It only looks at the flesh. It only looks at the outward. Because it's just amazing to me that when you listen to Christians, most of them want proof. Even though they're supposed to walk by faith. They love the historicity of it. They love the traditions. They love, like, you want the very thing that your script speaks against. Interesting.
Yeah, that's why the, for me, the maturation comes into play is not needing anybody outside of me to validate anything I'm doing. And I had to walk into that space of, no, I guess, just no validation. No, even when people that you thought were supposed to be, still being validated, I had to validate myself, and having to carry that to where I'm not even looking at that they're perfect at this point, right? So, and just being able to have to wear that and stand on it, because it's going to look different and it also feels different. The experience feels different. And just the way it looked was totally different. The way the way experience played out, to where I have to do or not do anything, but I have to become. I had to be, and knowing who I am, um, and it is different because you will see that people will lie to them. I don't know. I talk to people, they be lying, and I'd be like, why you lying? And I had okay. So yesterday, let me just get this out. Yesterday, I'm talking to a couple guys. I have a transitional homes. And we keep, there's a program that, they have to attain to, or we keep up with them in order to, keep up with their transition. And for some reason, I come to them and, hey, checked on this. I haven't heard from you in a while. What do? And I'll know what they do because I've talked to either their financial advisor or the case manager, and I'll come to them. They'll say, "Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I did it," and I'm like, "Why are they lying to me?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of like mind-boggling, and I just had to kind of say, "Okay, they're perfect."
Yep.
Right? Um, because it's just and I don't want to put too much on it, but it was like it's just mind-boggling to be like, why do they feel like they need to lie to me? And I'm helping them in any of my effort. When I come to them, I am in no shape or form anything outside of their best interest. I'm not their best interest is my best interest for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just a little, a little, I was taken away a little bit because it's like, dang, there are people out here that will lie to perfection, to the truth. And it's like, whoa, okay, let's just sit in that, chill out. Yeah, because I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it. And it's almost like flabbergasting to me because it's like, okay, guys, let's help. I'm going to help you with your credit. I'm going to get your financial game plan. We're going to get some goals. We're going to, make sure, everything is taken care
Well,
of for them to be able to
I
do what they
think
need to do.
people lie. You're just surprised at the extent to which they would lie. So I don't think
Yeah,
you're surprised that people will go to this extent to lie. I think people
maybe
lie,
so.
right? And
Well,
so
yeah, I do know people do
and
lie.
it's not
Right.
really.
You're
So
right.
I don't say that people lie. I say people tell the story that they want to hear.
That they
They're just
want to
telling a
hear.
story.
Okay.
They're telling a narrative, and they're
Okay.
trying to see if you gonna agree to the narrative. And you're like, nah, you get to tell the story, but I ain't gotta accept it. That's your
Yeah.
story, but I don't gotta accept it. I ain't accepting your
Yeah.
story, but you get to tell it. It's your world.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
That's all you can really say is like, oh, okay, that's the story you
Yeah.
telling today. Oh, I don't accept
And
your
then
story, but it's your world, so I'm just gonna play along with you while we go ahead and get you set up today.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, and that's what I do. Yeah, because they got to come see me. I got to see about them to make sure I can check things off. But it's like, wow, okay. So you're right. You're right. That's a good thing.
Yeah, because
But
everybody got a
also to
story.
say, yeah, they do. And yeah, absolutely. I have my own story too. Right. But yeah, on a lighter note, Dallas Cowboys is coming to town. So, what do you feel like is the what do you feel like the result of the outcome of this game is going to be?
What game? Who coming to town?
Dallas,
Oh,
Dallas is coming to
Dallas.
Chicago.
Oh, hey, yeah, we get they playing with the Eberflus
I know, right?
defense. Yeah, it should be interesting. I can't call it right now. I just because
Okay,
we're just so
okay,
all over the place. Yeah, I
I
mean
got you.
Dak doing his thing the last two games. So
Yeah,
and our
yeah, for
defense,
sure,
I'm
for
like
sure.
I told my I said man, I got to tell a different story about these Bears because man, I'm ready to see them win. I got to tell a different story. I'm like Lord, Nick,
Right,
I got to tell a
but
different story about them.
I know, right? Yeah, me too. 'Cause I'm a Dallas fan, so I've been,
Okay.
we be on our knees with this guy. You know what I'm saying? With this team, you hate him or love him, but now I just wanted to talk some crap. But yeah, all good.
Now you said those Bears gonna bring up doubt in your reality.
Oh yeah.
It's not my you. I don't know about no sowing your beliefs to unbelievers because you're just supposed to. You plant a seed and either it's gonna grow or it won't. That's all you do. You plant seeds. I don't get into the believer versus the non-believer because we all believe in something. It's about what are you believing.
That's a fact.
Ain't no believers versus non-believers. We're all believers because we all believe in something. And that's what it is.
That's a fact.
Let's see what they're talking about before I get out of here. I don't. They may not have great reception because this is the second time they came up here. Hello, Ephraim.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yes, I've been just listening to you speak for a while, and I just would like to know how would you sow. But you just answered me really. When I was in the comments, you was answering my question before I came up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gave
So,
me
so, so,
clarity.
so you cool with the answer?
Yes, yes. Very understandable.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thanks for joining. Right. So even if you say you don't believe, it's a belief. Exactly. We all believe it. So we are accepting a certain reality. So, but I think on the Audible, I don't know how it reads on the do you have your copy A Town of the PDF version of the book? How many more chapters are left? Because I'm listening to the Audible, and the Audible, I believe it has 3 more chapters. Goes to 15. Most of them are. Or is anyone reading the book? Are you reading the book, Anna, or are you listening to the Audible?
Yeah, I read.
Oh, okay. How many chapters are left?
Let me see. So we did, where we at? We did 13.
No, we did 12. We left off on 12.
Okay, so we got 13. Let me see. 12. Okay, so 12 is Postcards from the Road. Okay, so 12. Then we got all the way up to 15. Oh, so I think, let me see. Yep, up to 15.
Okay, well, we can finish the book by next if we get to all of it. I know when you listen on Audible, it kind of goes pretty quick, and I know that these next few chapters are just about people that have applied the process and have gotten
Okay.
results from it. So those are
Okay,
basically
nice.
what the next 3 chapters are referring to. The little notes that I got, they only went through chapter 12. I guess they didn't want to take notes on, the success
Oh, interesting.
or the
Okay, so I
application,
guess,
right, of the
mm-hmm,
application of the
mm-hmm.
so I'll probably make my own notes or whatever, listen to it again, and refer back to some of those success stories, about
Man, this
how.
book was amazing. Yeah, nothing short of amazing. I got to go back to it because I don't like, and the reason why it kind of does take me a little longer because I definitely have to chew it up. Like I said, I'm more so not analytical, but I like to kind of resonate on it, and
Mhm.
I'm applying this thing so I could put it on now.
Yeah, I know, right?
um, this book was nothing short of amazing. So I'm definitely can't wait to see what we got on the poll for the next book. But yeah, so I think the
Yeah,
next few
we'll
will
take a
kind of.
break, and so I probably won't do
Oh yeah,
another
yeah,
book
yeah. We
till
definitely got to take a
maybe
break for sure.
after the new year, and maybe because
Mm-hmm.
like you said, you do want to marinate on it. You do want to maybe rediscover some of
Mm-hmm.
the things that you may have, missed. You do have to, when you read books like this, you do have to read them a few times to like really have it be digestible for you. Where it becomes a
Yeah,
part of you.
absolutely, absolutely. Especially like something like this, and all the because I got like 2 other book clubs I'm a part of, and it's like, man,
How are you? How
I
you? How
know.
you reading like 2 or 3 books at this?
I pray. I wanted that because I wanted to get sharp. I wanted to
Okay.
change my whole self. I knew it was there. I knew I was there. I knew
Okay.
something. I knew it was brewing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then I also needed to be accountable to a different collective, a
Okay.
different mindset. And so y'all are almost like my millionaire mindset club type situation. My because it's we take it beyond there, right? We take it beyond the natural, and so I needed that. There's some
Right.
other practical ones, other books. The Dream Giver. Have you ever read that?
No.
Dream Giver is pretty good. What this Positive Mind. It's another some other books I read, some real dope books.
No.
But I know wanted to get sharp. I know where I wanted to be, and it's definitely done me super good. So yeah,
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
for sure, for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Cool, cool. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be finishing the book next week. And enjoy your Saturday, guys. Thank you for everyone that joined the panel. Thank you guys for all of your, your feedback and your perspective and the different gems that everyone, gave, that shared, that can help anyone, help the listener to, find something that may resonate with them, and they may find it where they can apply it to their experience, because that's what it is. Because we're just mirrors of one another. We're just one another's reflections. And like I said, we all manifested this reality. We're all sharing the same space, the same journey together. It has been a beautiful experience. Everyone has expanded their consciousness and the realization of they are the I am, the cause, the reason for their life, and taking full accountability and responsibility for it. Because that's what it really comes down to realize that, once you take full accountability, that's you taking your full power back, right? You're no longer giving the power to external things, but recognizing the external is just the effect of the internal, right? As within, so without. Everything that's going on out there is because of everything that's going on within you. And when you change what's going within you, everything outside of you will change. So your relationship to money will change when you change your relationship to self, to recognize that you are infinite abundance, that the world, universe that you live in never runs out, that everything is already there for you. Everything has, the table has already been prepared for you. And remember, your cup runneth over. Your cup runs over. You always have more than enough. Always have plenty to share, plenty to give. Like Anna was saying, you'll be like her friend that no matter where he goes, no matter where you go, you're always giving more than what's required. The amount is 15, you got a 20, you don't even expect the $5 back, right? You go somewhere, it costs $51, you give them 60, you're not looking for change back, because you recognize that you are money, right? And you know that there is no lack, that what goes, that money doesn't go anywhere, it just is. Because wherever you are, it is, because I am money. Thank you, Lilith. Thank you. Is that Lilith? Oh no, that's Knowledge. Hey, Knowledge. Hey, Knowledge. What's going on, Knowledge? About to head out. Appreciate you. Thank you, Knowledge. Yep. Recognize I am money. And test it. And this is where it talks about fear and trepidation, right? And recognize that fear isn't real, because and you do it not to prove a thing right or wrong, but to prove the truth about a thing, right? You're proving the truth, not right or wrong, good or bad, positive or negative, but truth, right? So normally your mind would go to, man, I ain't giving them no extra $9. That business don't need no extra $9. They don't need, but they don't need no extra $9. Where if you understand anything with cashier or going into a store, their drawer can never be over, right? So that means the money isn't even going to the business, but guess what? You created the business. So even if it went to the business, who cares? But even if it did, the money will be going to whoever's, servicing you at that time. But even if it went to the business, do you know that you are the business? You created the business just to have the experience of the business. So if we could stop seeing things as separate from us, right? Because how I'm applying it is when I go out to restaurants, right? I'm making sure I'm giving more than 22%. So that's my thing. I'm going to always give more than what so they always put on the bill 18, 20, 22%. Well, I'm going to go beyond the 22%. I'm going to do that. And then, maybe I'll ease myself up for first 30, then 40, then 50, and then maybe even 100%, and not to try to prove anything is right or wrong, but to show myself that I am money, that I am the currency.
That's good, Toya. I noticed that even because I love the fact when I'm out with my lady friends, like they love the tip, and I had to learn tipping from them. Like I'd be like, we spend a couple $100 or something, and if we spend a couple $100, I'm like, okay. Usually, if I go out by myself or something like that, I'm like, I know it's gonna be 10 to 15%, but going out with lady friends, it's like they tip 20, 25%, and it's like, they stepped my tipping game up, and I definitely appreciated that because I had to realize, like, why am I even cringing at them giving the money too? Because it's like, you worth it, or yeah. So I had to really tap into that because who am I cringing? And I'm thinking I'm a financial advisor, and I'm thinking I'm helping them, but they really helped me intangibly by bringing that reality to that. I'm like, let me write it off on my business. Let me, all this other,
Yeah, yeah. Because
moving
I used
and
to be like when like you go to the service industry, like when my tip is I'm gonna let you service me. That used to be my mindset. The tip is I'm here to let you put
oh wow, you was
that
cocky
used
with
to
it.
be my mindset. I broke that mindset, of course, but that's how I used to be before I came into the knowledge of the truth. I used to be one of those, hey, if I'm going to the nail shop, why am I giving you y'all? I already think y'all overcharging anyway. Like what? I'm gonna tip you on what? So that's
Right,
that's
right.
how I used to think. I used to ration that was that black mentality, right? That was that trying to rationalize cost and payment and and the service. But I completely let go of that mindset. I tip awfully well.
Yeah, when my mentor is he carried cash just to make sure he can tip, and I was like, okay, I need to hop on that where I'm looking to give.
Oh no, I believe eventually we're not gonna have, physical money. Everything's gonna be digital. So I just make sure that, when I'm using the credit card, that I make sure that I, just add more on the tip. Make sure that I add everything up and it's the, you know. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. We're expanding in consciousness, right? Expanding in all areas because again, it's not just about the money. It's also about your relationships to people and how you see them, and how you see them is how you see you. A lot of times we don't think that's what's happening, but yes, you are the creator. You're the one thinking these things. And so when you think it, you see it, you create it. So when you change your perspective about what you're seeing, you'll see something differently. It really is that simple. So, like A-Town was talking about, the people lying. Well, you have to retell the story. Like, well, actually, they're not lying. They're just telling a story they want me to accept, and I get to accept or reject. It's their world, it's really your world, and they're just playing characters. And so it's a part of you that believes that people lie. And so now you're going to get evidence of people lying. You just think that people may lie about small things. Well, remember, every seed it grows after its own kind, and it comes back 30, 60, 100 fold. So now you're seeing people lie on a greater scale. And you're like, but we helping you. What you need to lie for? Does it matter? Do people need a reason to lie? Not if you think they lie anyway. Do they ever need a reason? People don't need a reason to lie. People just like to tell fantastical stories. Don't you realize some people like to be the center of attention. Some people gonna embellish, right? Some people gonna that's where we get sensationalism from, right? Propaganda, right? People tell a story, but they sensationalize it. They gonna add a little bit to it because it just sounds more juicier. The story by itself doesn't be seeming good enough. I need to add to this. I need to embellish it. Because it makes it more interesting.
I'd be like, where did I sign up for this at?
But remember, it's your story. This is your
It's my
story.
story.
It's your story. So now you got to rewrite the script. You got to write the liars out of the script. And just call them storytellers. Because if you know it's a story, then why even judge it? Just say, oh, that's cool. Just show this story you telling today. All right, let's go. Let's proceed. Don't even be offended by it. All right?
Right.
Oh.
And I think I have blocked it out. I've kind of just like I've labeled it to the point where it's like the cloud on the head. Okay, boom. That's their story. Boom. Storyteller.
Yeah.
And let me get back to my truth. Or let me continue truth, to where it limits their it limits their playing time. It limits their show. You know,
But
their
it's not
stage
a
time in
them,
my
it's the
life.
you. You keep saying them, they're you. You keep
Well,
making it.
I don't see him no more. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
well,
okay,
really,
okay,
like
okay. You wrote
I
you wrote
don't,
that
well, I don't
version
want
of
to
you
see
out
him
of
no
the
more.
script. You wrote
Yeah,
that version of you out of the script. Okay, got you.
eliminated.
As long as you see them as you, and they don't see them as separate from you. I know that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. What you mean they me? What? No, they them and I'm me. I ain't what? No, they you. Everybody is you
So am I?
fleshed out.
So I'm the storyteller, or I am
And you're
the
casting the
villain,
roles. Yes, you're the
and I'm
yep.
casting the role.
You're casting the role. Yep. In your reality, people lie.
Oh, okay,
So, because in your reality, you can say, well, actually, everybody deals honestly with me.
okay.
Yep.
Everybody feels
Even if they
honest.
lie to everybody else, even if you overhear them telling the story and they get to you, they actually gonna tell you the truth. They may get somebody else the fantasy, the narrative, and they get to you, they're gonna tell you what the real. And you can't be shocked because like, yeah, in my reality, everybody real. Everybody tell the truth. Everybody honest. They deal honestly with me. Shouldn't even be a shock. Shouldn't even be a shock because you wrote it. I mean, in the beginning, it may seem like a shock because like, damn, this really worked. I said people deal honestly with me. And I truly believe that. And here it is, they dealing honestly with me. Even if they couldn't tell a different story, even if they tried. They want to tell it, they're gonna be like, no, man, no, Mr. Whatever, your last name. And they do it. No, this the real deal. I tried to lie. I couldn't even keep a straight face. Let me tell you the truth. Have you ever experienced that with people where somebody's about to lie to you and then they had to tell you the truth? They just couldn't even like let the lie even continue. That happens.
No, and I guess I have to reflect on that because people do come with they facade, you know, and I'm labeling it, and it's me. It's a version of them, and it's like, okay, well, if we dig deeper, it's comes out to be something else. So I don't know.
Hey, Alan, like I ain't getting with them. They're me yet, but I feel you. I feel you.
Hey,
When I
that's a
say
mind
they're
fuck.
you, go ahead, Royal. What you about to say?
I was gonna say that's a mind fuck. Like even at the beginning of the book, Homeboy was saying that though. He was like, there's I forgot what he called it, but it's like all writers are liars. He was like, so if I say that, then I'm lying. So that means all writers are truth tellers, but they can't be true because I lied. So it's like one of those
Yep.
things, like you know
Yep.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
Like, don't even try to figure it out. Like I'm still trying. I'm still
Yep.
looking at it. Like okay, everything's me pushed out. All
Yep.
right, all
Because what he tell you, everyone in your reality is there to make your reality real. So you're the main character. You're the author. You're the writer or the author. You're the producer. You're the director, as well as the star. This is your production studio. And so you wrote a book, and you said, in my book, there are people that are dishonest. They're manipulators. They're narcissistic people. There are people that's low vibe. Because if you think that about people, why are you surprised that they show up?
And you
They're
know what?
thought
Shutting
forms
that
of
off.
your consciousness. They're thought forms of your consciousness. What'd you say?
Art forms of my consciousness.
No, I was saying like shutting that off because I think so. I'll say for my old self, right? My old self, that was the mentality, especially like selling drugs and all that. You looking at everybody like you can't trust nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody coming in. Da, 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 da. So shedding that old self off of like, nah, I created all of that. You know what I mean? I'm creating all this. So I'm just changing that storyline or the script for everybody.
Yeah,
It's
because
a hell of a shift.
it's not that you want people to think like you, but it's how you want people to interact with you, right?
Right.
That's all it is how you want people to interact with you. Not that you are cloning people, right? You want to accept people as they are and where they are. So if you're going to accept people as they are and where they are, and you're accepting that people lie, then why are you judging it? Because you created it. You created the liar.
Right, but like you said, changing the script where
Right.
they
Stop
might be
calling them
liars to
liars, then
them,
they
but they
wouldn't
they
be.
honest to me. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Stop calling them liars, then they wouldn't be. You're giving them the title liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Well, guess what? Don't be surprised when they're a liar, liar, pants on fire. Remember, you're the thinker. You're thinking it. That's your conscious awareness. It has to be projected outwardly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because you hear people, oh, I can't stand a liar, I can't stand a liar, but they usually lie. You ever notice that people clear that they can't stand something, they're using the thing that they can't stand.
right.
So
Right.
you gotta be honest with yourself. Do you lie a little? Do you tell a little untruth sometimes? And you have to ask yourself, but why am I not being honest? Fear, right? But again, as Neville said, there is no fiction. So basically, you're just telling a story that you want to accept is true. Because remember, so it's like you want a different reality, right? And if you think there's such a thing as a lie, well, if you tell a story that you cannot physically see, your mind is going to tell you that's a lie, right?
Right.
So that's what you have to tell the mind. You have to trick the mind, right? Now you have to manipulate the mind and say, there's no such thing as a lie. I'm telling a story. And the more I tell this story, though false, an assumption, though false, if persisted in, it becomes what? A fact. So right now you may not be a millionaire, but you keep talking about being a millionaire. You keep talking about being a millionaire. You keep talking about being a millionaire. Well, right now it's not a truth, but it's an assumption, right? You keep assuming that you're the millionaire, then guess what'll happen? You'll be the millionaire. But everybody else will tell you you lying. What you talking about? You're a millionaire. I don't see no million. I don't see what? Huh? This ain't how no millionaire live. What you talking about? You're not no millionaire. What? Huh? You got to persist in the reality. Tell it as you want it to be, not how it is. Too many of us like to talk about what is as opposed to how we would like it to be. You got to learn how to talk how you want it to be, not how it is. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Thank you. Thank you.
That was a good place.
Yeah. I appreciate you
Appreciate y'all.
guys. Yes, appreciate everyone again. Have a wonderful Saturday, and maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe not. We'll see how I feel. But because the Bears don't play till 3 tomorrow, so it's a late game. So, all right, guys. Bye-bye.
Everybody.